wingers for Mafra will start on their own. They don't have an opponent there in the back half at the moment as the umpire throws it up. Jones knocked it down, Carr tapped it towards his opponent, and it was able to be picked off there by Butcher, who drove it inside forward 50 to start things off. Out towards Bennett, play on to the umpire. Quick handball from Little to Cameron. Now to Jackson Hall. A clearing kick will land in the arms of Timmy North, who handballs over the top to McMahon, who can turn and run. Kick to Stockdale on the wing at ground level. Oh, it hit the deck. The umpire said it was a mark though. Quickly handballs over the top to North. Chips one in at the toes there, a bird who slides into his own coaching box and nearly took out the 5 assistants there for the Maroons.
He would have given away a free kick too if it was last night, Dale, for taking out the knees of the
absolutely. Below the knee contact. Troy Makepeace on TRFM, preliminary final day.
Boundary throw in, half forward flank for Traralgon, holding off the ruck contest, going the way of Mafra, and that's going to go to Kieran Jones, holding in the ruck. His kick is a scrubber forward, bounce in front of Bedgood, skidding through the packs. Johnson forward there for Mafra, gives it up though, goes to Musto. Musto wheels around, gets it forward for Traralgon. Great work by Fleming, gets a fist on it. Cossie should be first to the ball, gets a handy little bounce in these conditions. Runs through wing, goes to the half forward flank, misses his target there in Petro. Butcher tries to sock it off the ground. Working back there for Traralgon is Hall. Turnover. Mafra switch to play inside their own forward 50, but it goes to Jackson McMahon. Plays on quickly, goes to Broadbent. Sorry, Darryl. He's going to have to run on it. Coming. Coleman puts his head over the ball.
Has to be a free kick.
He's got it, yep.
As Broadbent went to sock it off the ground, he's hurt himself too, Broadbent.
All right, okay, this is what happened exactly last night.
Yep.
Coleman technically took out the knees of Broadbent.
Well,
I know what you're saying.
Well, we'll get back to that in a moment. Coleman went to the middle and it hit the toes there of Adams. He was able to pick it up, kick it towards his half-forward line, but Jackson McMahon swooped on it for the Maroons, put it back down to his half-forward. Surely a push out from Stockdale. He now goes after the football. Adams was there to pick it up. He fell to ground and he's been pinged for holding the ball. And once you get tackled, the ball hits the deck. That is holding the ball as Lee Stockdale, too far out to score, delivers a pass, picked off nicely by Ed Carr. Right foot hamstring test is a nice one. Kicks to his brother, Alex. He chips it further afield to Petro on a long lead. Cameron, that was Hall with the spoil. And we're going to boundary throw in. 2.5 minutes in, no score.
Interesting, Darryl. Jackson Hall warmed up in the long sleeve jumper, has changed it for the short sleeve.
Fantastic.
It's warm down here, boys. Right half forward flank for Mafra. Picked off the pack there by Wilson. He's tackled. That's deemed holding the ball. Quick on the whistle there. Goes to Jones. Handballs backwards. Goes to Hudson Holmes. Goes inside 50. Bounces in front of Bennett. He misses it. And free kick deemed off the play there, going the way of Traralgon and the way of Jesse Jackway for the Maroons. Deep inside his defensive 50. Goes on the left boot, out to the outer half-back flank on a nice strong lead. LaPraise should have been given a free kick for a push in the back. Umpire deems it all legal and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Just a quick one, boys. A match-up or a positional place that we didn't think would happen. Jack Johnston starting in the forward line for Mafra today.
Well, that is interesting. Of course, half-back flank slash midfielder. As a boundary throw-in comes back in, it clears the pack by a long way. Poor throw-in. O'Brien was there to win at the stoppage. Handled over the top there to Alexander. Twisting and turning he goes. Right foot kick inside 50. Over the head of Bedgood. Working hard back there looks to be Jackaway. And the umpire said we'll have no opportunity. Right on the top of the 50 for the Eagles. Still no score. 4 minutes in, first quarter. Mafra and Traralgon. Now Jones comes in. Taps it down. Collison with the strong work. Handballs up and down to himself nearly. Jones has it back to O'Brien. Good strong tackle there from Burge on Hudson Holmes. Ball was now in dispute. No one can really win it. Attacking it hard there is Adams for Mafra, and we've got a free kick against Adams it is, and it will go to the coach Collison. Troy.
Quick on the holding the ball. That's 3 in the first 4 minutes holding the ball decisions as Collison is going to go long down the line. Contest. Jones gets a fist on it. Comes to ground to Carr. Tackled fiercely. There's that man Johnson running through left half forward flank. Goes inside 50. Back there it is. Taking a strong defensive mark is Connor Little and switches the play quickly out to North.
Yuri presents.
Yuri working hard to the wing. North's going to go in that direction now. Kicks a bit of a helicopter. Bounces in front. Has time. but the slippery conditions, he can't gather the footy and sees it out for a boundary throw-in right in front of the Mafra coach's box here at Maui.
A 70-metre lead that was from Yuri. Worked really hard and really pushed to get to that presenting wing option as he needed to do as Chance Daltrey comes on for his first action of prelim final day. Front and square there was Carr from that boundary throw-in. Good kick around the body. Goes a deep inside forward 50. Bedgood comes out. Good work by Jackson Hall. He tapped it to himself and then toe poked it beautifully out there to Marsh. He handballs though, missed the target, but they got numbers of Maroons. Musto sidesteps one, now drives a right foot out wide to Lopez, who takes the mark. In front of Hutts, too far out to score. Hard up on the boundary line, goes close to the boundary, and Yuri again goes up. Couldn't quite mark it. And a great attempt, and Yuri has had two really long leads with no reward.
Well, you said that he did a 70-metre lead to the near side, Dale. He's found himself on a strong lead in the outer forward pocket, which is about 100 metres away. Boundary throw in, low present, Hutts tacks it back into the corridor. Alex Carr clears the area with a barrel mongrel punt, goes 80 metres. Oh, nice work there by Cameron for Traralgon. Can't quite reel it in on the dive, and it goes out for a boundary throw in. True centre wing. Out of side here at Ted Summerton.
Nathan Scarra, just keep an eye on Jack Johnson for us. A surprise move that he's gone forward. You might see him maybe roll up to be an extra midfielder perhaps.
Yeah, I have been keeping a bit of an eye on him. He does work up the ground a lot. His work rate's been really productive as well. I've seen him go back in board before. He's doing a lot of kilometres. You can see it even now, boys. He's just moving all the time, making it hard for his opponent.
He's still at centre-half forward though, so still not quite on this boundary throw, which is on the wing. Jones tapped it down. Great run there. Quick kick by Carr. Goes at the feet of Bedgood. They got numbers of Maroons. Out the back there was Connor Little. Handballs over the top to a teammate. Now it's Ambler. Comes in board low. Nice little pass and made the target in the end. It's Hildebrand. He's on the wing. Yuri presents again. That's 3-on-1 for Yuri and Fleming. Big spoil. Traralgon should have numbers somewhere. Hector was out there. Sweeps the handball over the top to Hildebrand again. Hard up on the boundary line. Marsh. Quick kick, half forward flank. Jones was back there with a ruckman broad bent. Ground level numbers favoured Mafra, and it was Adams. Quick kick, comes in board. Carr gave it to Butcher, who gave it to Johnson, who's high now. Out now to Davis. Half forward, they're on here, and it goes in the hands of Renoy. He can turn around, get to the 50, and he has a flying shot at goal. It's a wobbly kick. It's going away from the face, and it goes over for a boundary throw in. 7.5 minutes gone. First quarter, still no score.
Renoy just needed to drop the eyes there. Bennett had made a lead out to the right, cut back to the left, near side, on Renoy's right favoured foot. And he elected to go for goal. Boundary throw-in, 10 metres around from Mafra's goal. Nice throwing from the boundary, clears all ruckman. Contest at ground level. Johnson putting his head over it. As there is Cody Wilson, gets a hurried handball forward, comes to Hector, to Marsh. Marsh overruns it. Coleman hits it 100 miles an hour, gathers, takes on two tacklers, gets to the boundary, and the umpire said he was taken over before he had a chance to get rid of it. We have a boundary throwing 45 metres around from Mafra's goal.
Jones will pull back from this contest inside forward 50 for the Eagles, which will mean Bedgood will go up against Broadbent. As the ball comes back in, Bedgood got pushed as he went high and will win himself the free kick. So good work. That was a win there and 50-metre penalty. They gave it back to the wrong player. They threw it back to Hudson Holmes. Everyone knew that it was Daniel Bedgood, and this will be your first score of the afternoon from point-blank range, you'd think. They're in the square, so it'll be directly in front at least. 10 metres out, Daniel Bedgood. I'm marking it down. We'll get the first goal. Nathan Scarra at ground level.
Yeah, and he's just put it through, boys. So one thing that I have noticed with that Jack Johnston matchup in the forward line, it's Mark Colson that's playing on him, and Colson just allowed him to work up the ground then. He was free in the middle part of the ground, which allowed the transition play from Mafra to get it into their forward line. So it's going to be a really good matchup if them two play on each other.
Taken 9 minutes, and that's Mafra's 8th inside 50 to get the first score on the board. Daniel Bedgood's goal takes Mafra out to 1 goal straight, 6 Traralgon get the score. Harvey Norman, Computers, Gippsland scoreboard.
Ball back in the middle, and again Traralgon elect to have their wingers coming off the back of the line. Jones taps it down to Carr. Hector puts his head over it, can't gather. Spills out to Davis. Davis, hurried kick forward. Tracking back there for Traralgon is Jackway, bounces over his head, spills to Connor Little, he overruns it, Renoy running through, Petro says get out of my way, handballs out wide to O'Brien, O'Brien links up with Renoy, top of the square, gets it on boot and somehow ducks it inside his Traralgon opponent Yench. couldn't get a touch on it. Goes through for Mafra's second within a minute.
That was clever play there from Roy. Up in the around the 50-metre line, he just nudged his opponent towards the contest, allowed him to get out the back, and just a really quick long handball from Petro. He just had too much space there from the nice work that he did earlier up on the 50.
Well, the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard now shows Mafra 2 goals straight, 12. Traralgon get to score, and we've played 10 minutes in this first quarter.
So Traralgon's still persisting from these centre stoppages to leave the wingers alone on their own, and they've just rolled in the back half.
Really losing it though, Dale, is their wingers aren't having an impact off the back of the line. It's the wingers for Mafra that are having the impact.
Absolutely. And again, they've got a few numbers. They go forward again. You're exactly right. And guess what? One of those is the wingers. Davis was the one. Good chase down from behind from North. Had just allowed him to put some pressure on and cause a boundary throw-in. And you're exactly right. The two wingers who were playing across half-back stormed in then from that centre stoppage, but actually went through the football and didn't have an impact on it, and allowed Davis then to go the other way.
Yeah, and also O'Brien on the near side. Cade Renoy, as we've seen previously, has a boundary throw-in, half-forward flank for Mafra, again clears the pack. Having a fresh air kick up there was Porter, misses everything. Tackle on a Traralgon opponent, could have been deemed in the back. Looked to be on North. No, it was Connor Ambler picking himself. Free kick going the way of Mafra.
Has to be abuse, I reckon. They didn't get the free kick and they abused.
Goes to Davis. Davis goes high entry inside 50. Pack forms. Petro at the front. Also at the front is Bedgood. Collard in a nice tackle. Farms a handball out to Alex Carr. He's tackled straight away. Knocked forward off the ground there by Little. It's going to come back though. Johnson being lively. Handballs the ball back to Alexander. Takes on his opponent, going inside 50, shallow inside 50. Cameron there, gets a spoil on. Again, it's Mafra attacking the contest in Alex Carr. And we'll see the ball over for a boundary throw-in.
So inside forward 50.
Walker, the last inside 50, thanks, Darryl.
Sorry.
They're all good,
right.
all good.
Inside forward 50. The margin is 12 points in favour of Mafra. 12 minutes gone, first quarter. Broadbent to do the ruck against Bedgood again. Bedgood actually won that one, I'd say. Alexander put a strong tackle on. Football bobbles around at the top of the 50. A handball gets squeezed out the back to Johnson. His kick was smothered. Now Burge gave it across, just missed his target in North. It allows Geisha to come in. Gave it off to Walker. He delivers nicely to Clossy. They got space. He can turn and go. And from 50, great little smother there. Looks to be from Marsh, it was. Football now in the hands of Traralgon. Daltrys goes back. The youngster has 2 or 3 to beat. Coughed up the football. Little comes in to help. They dive on it. They're looking for a stoppage. Mafra call for a free kick.
Inside 50s at the moment. Mafra 12 to Traralgon 2. They'd be smashing them, wouldn't they, Troy?
So we're going to ball up right on the point of the square, directly in front from Mafra's goals. Broadbent tapped it down. Back there was Hall. Bedgood tried to crash through, had a fresh airy. Hall goes again on Bedgood. The 2 number 7s wrap things up, and we'll do it again.
It's the wings for me, Darryl, just dominating half-back flank as well. Davey Adams and Sam Walker setting up really, really well. Ball up, tap forward. It's going to go the way there of Jolly. Jolly gets tackled in a strong tackle, holding the ball. Umpire is unlucky. I could see why the umpire may have called that back. There was a little bit of pressure for that advantage. They did end up getting clear through Jackson McMahon. It's going to go his way now. Hildebrand laid the strong tackle. McMahon goes further afield to Hector. Hector now held up as Mafra have got all bases covered. Has to go long down the line. Look for Jones to fly in from the side. Takes a strong mark. Read that really well, did Kieran Jones. Handballs back to Holmes. Holmes goes back from where it came. Petro sets himself and might go over the back. Jackson Hall works it to the front. Alexander hits a contest at pace and kicked it off the ground.
Advantage to Traralgon.
Go through Musto. Musto handballs over the top to North. North wheels back inside on his trusty left. Goes with a nice pass to LaPrade. Strong in front of Geishan. Marks on the attacking side of the centre circle. Plays on quickly. Goes out wide. Burge on a strong lead. Has 2 to beat. Over the back is James Hutz. Gets a good fist on it. Goes out for a boundary throw-in 50 metres around from Traralgon's goal. 14 minutes gone. First term. Mafra 2 straight 12 leading Traralgon. Yet to score.
Top of the 50 at the boundary will be the throw-in. And Jones will do it up against Broadbent. Broadbent holds the strength, taps it across the top. It was picked up by Clossy, then left it behind. Carr comes in. This is Alex. Gets through one and then switches play out wide to Renoy. They've got numbers over the top, have Mafra. Their transition we know is good. Renoy's kick just going to miss the target and skid on. Kept in, no, out. boundary throw in front of Dylan Alexander. Renoy will be disappointed with his execution of his switch kick there.
But they've been lively, have the Eagles. As Paul's mentioned, they've dominated inside 50s, dominating across the ground, and just need to continue to keep that scoreboard pressure on. Broadbent, great tackle, back to Musto.
Good smother.
Great smother though by Butcher, gathers on the second effort, goes shallow inside 50. Cameron coming off his opponent, gets a strong fist on it. Could work in the way of Traralgon.
Free kick
Going the way of
Mafra.
See what that one was for there, Scuzz?
Didn't see it, mate.
And it's going to go to Butcher.
Oh, it might have been when Butcher got dealt
After
with as he kicked the ball.
Switches it out wide now to Coleman. He could have handled over the top to Holmes. Decided to kick to Bennett, who couldn't mark. It's going to end up in Holmes' hands anyway. He just had a quick fumble and allowed Hourigan to come in and quick kick it out towards Hildebrand. They're on the half-back flank of the Maroons. Turns around, kicks off a step. Geishan goes back with a flight and marks very strongly. Back into this side this afternoon. Goes into Fleming. Fleming's chip kick. They hold on to possession to Edcar, who can chip it over the top to O'Brien. Nicely done. Turns and goes quickly with O'Brien's kick out in front there of Renoy at the feet there. Couldn't quite get it. Bobbles around now. Jolly's there. Head over it. Alexander slides in. Taps it his way, but it was picked off there by, looks to be Daltrey. He kicks it out wide and Coleman will mark. Step around his opponent in Lopez. They'll reload and go again, the Eagles. His kick, poor, might come off. Jolly was there, swooped on it, quick kick out towards the pocket, no one there. And it will go over for a boundary throw in the repeat entries. Paul Carter.
17-3 at this stage, Darren.
Wow.
They're just hanging on, aren't they?
Yep.
Traralgon can't get any fluency. Put that down to Mafra's ability just to maintain their pressure. Boundary throwing deep inside their forward 50. Oh, great tap, goes to Butcher. He's tackled, manages to get a boot on it, goes to Daltrey. Daltrey tries to find a target outside defensive 50. Turnover, goes to Ed Carr. I am definitely not a doctor because this man is absolutely dominating his first term early.
This will be tested the hamstring though, Troy.
Going to kick from 53. And comes off the right-hand side of the boot. Misses everything, goes out of bounds on the full. And just shakes the hamstring a little bit. Just says just a little note to Maggie. Said, yeah, you're not far off, mate.
Ed Carr's
You just keep talking to yourself, Maggie.
Ed Carr's had 7 disposals, 5 kicks, 2 handballs.
Well, a quick kick from Traralgon looking to get outside their 50 north with a strong mark and probably would have got the free kick anyway as he caught one over the shoulder.
Not much down the ground, is there?
No, he had to go short to Hector. He was able to turn and play on. The run and draw handball might be on. He took on Holmes. He got his boot to ball though. It's going to come off. Musto marks on the centre wing. They have to get back or square it up. They should square it out to North on the wing. He's on his own. Musto didn't see him. He kicks it high and long. Top of the 50. Yuri sets himself at a big spoil from the Mafra defenders as Hutz and Jones come back with Adams.
Darryl, I know that kick wasn't intended, but it was a 45-degree kick to Hildebrand, was it, through Musto, through the middle, and it opened the play up. And I agree, they had North on the near side, kick it to North on the near side, and they get inside 50 to a one-on-one contest. Instead, they went long down, like straight. I reckon they got to start playing those 45-degree kicks and trying to pick apart Mafra. We'll have a ball up, 55 metres from Traralgon's goal. Working hard there is Wilson, tackled in a strong tackle and wasn't able to get away a legitimate handball. Free kick going the way of Jones. Handball's back to Coleman, comes near side. Great fist over the top there, looks to be Jackway. Gets a nice fist on it and goes out for a boundary throw in.
Great work, Troy. Jackway's got a big job this afternoon on Bedgood. As the ball comes back into play, Ruckman go at it again. This time the front spot there was Jones. Carr again at ground level. Gave it to Coleman, who's done well. Close in the boundary line. Great little smother there to be from Connor Ambler. And we'll have another boundary throw in right on centre wing.
Putting a lot of trust into a young fellow of his 16-year-old Chance Daltrey, playing across the half-back flank, picking up Alex Carr.
Yep. As we know, he can kick long goals. Good work there by Broadbent. Musto was a free kick as being held when he didn't really have possession of the football. It's a 12-point margin. Troy's pointing to switch it to go to the far side.
Had space out there.
And he should have, because it might be picked off. Collison did well to win it, but it's all Mafra at the fall of the ball now. Butcher gave it over to Renoy. His little chip kick over the top to Holmes. He can kick it to the fat space, and Bennett will mark on his chest unopposed. Great play by the Eagles, and the weighted numbers just went out. Troy It's easier from up here, but you were pointing to the far side because the switch was on for him.
Yeah, Daltrey took off through the middle of the ground and just had to go to space even. Didn't have to hit him on the chest. Put it out to space. He's obviously got some wheels on him. He made plenty of room for himself. Instead, the kick didn't come off, and this is the big turnover. Bennett lining up for goal, 45-degree angle.
Big moment in the game for Monticello's for 3 goals in a row. Bennett leans back. It works from left to right, and it goes back, and that's why he's the leading goal scorer for this Eagles outfit. He's got his first of the afternoon.
How valuable are these early goals too, boys? It's going to be wet weather footy for the majority of the day, even though it's been pretty clean. I reckon there's a lot more marks than what I thought would have been happening in this first term with the amount of surface water on the ground. But yeah, you boys summed it up perfectly. There's other options on, but they just took the wrong one.
Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, 20-minute mark of the first quarter, 3 straight 18 Mapper. Traralgon get to score, and Scuzz for the record, 14 marks apiece at this stage.
Yeah. Ball back in the middle to Ruckman again. Face off. This time Jones read it a little bit better. Musto tried to crash through, couldn't take the footy with him. Jones then won it. So it was Johnson who won it, and a quick tackle there from Connor Ambler. We'll do this one again. 21 minutes have gone first quarter. Really started with a bit of purpose, as you'd expect after the disappointing loss last week. Carr at the stoppage there did well. But out the back with numbers through Traralgon. Quick handball to Hourigan. A kick around his body. Lee Stockdale at half forward again though. Davis gave it across to Geeson, who went back to Hutz. He can kick it down the wing, and it's 1-on-1. Big spoil over the back there from Jackaway, but allowed Bedgood to keep it in the field of play. He got it to Alexander at half forward. Butcher's on his own. He marks 49 metres out. He turns and goes quickly. Bennett, it's a spearing low daisy cutter. It skids through. Petro had to get down at ground level. Does well. Now he slides down. Bedgood comes in to help, and the umpire will ping one of these Eagles. And they're holding a ball against Petro, who made all the play. And maybe they just thought it was against either Bedgood or Petro, who slid in, held it in, holding the ball.
Hourigan with the free kick for Traralgon. Goes long and wide. Wide half back. Hutz flies, goes over the back north. Can't quite run onto it as the boundary line beats him to it. Quicker around the ground thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. One team that hasn't come to play so far is the Gippsland Power. The Oakley Chargers 5-5-35 are leading Gippsland Power 1 behind. They have a lot of work in front of them as the Power boys if they're to make the TAC Cup Grand Final next week to take on the Dandenong Stingrays.
Ball comes back into play. The two ruckmen tapped it to each other there and allowed Jones to kick it inside forward 50 again for the Eagles. Jackaway leads Bedgood, but we've got another boundary throw in Paul Carter. This is some impressive performance inside 50s early.
It's 21 to Mafra and only 4 to Traralgon at this stage.
Well, that's why Traralgon haven't scored at the moment. They cannot get it past half forward. And these repeat entries on this Traralgon defence has held up considerably well. It is 3 goals, I know, but for the amount they've had inside, can they get some run from this stoppage of Maroons? They win it through North, who's there in busy earlies. High kick towards the wing. No one can mark it. Stockdale is there with Burge. The big backman in Fleming, just took it out of the air and causes a stoppage, allows his troops to come, and they reset and go again, the Eagles.
Jones taps it down nicely to Carr. He's tackled when he didn't have
Free
the
kick.
ball.
Yep.
Ball spilled out in the tackle. No advantage. And Carr's going to go back. Paul, quick possessions.
Ed Carr's had 8 possessions.
That's not bad with having a tendon ripped off the bone last week.
Takes on Connor Ambler. Runs through left centre wing. Goes wide inside 50. And appealing for the free kick was Cade Renoy. None given. Bounces right inside the boundary line. Goes out for a boundary throwing 40 metres around from Mafra's goal. There's been another inside 50. Is that 23? 22. Been dominant. Only 3 goals to show for. Broadbent. Bedgood takes it out of the ruck. Wheels around. Hurry kick inside 50. Petro works to the front and marks strongly directly in front of goal. Great work by Daniel Bedgood. And Mafra line up for their 4th straight. Petro directly in front. And only 25 metres out from goal. He certainly doesn't go back on their big Ben Brown run-up. Takes 4 or 5 steps, puts a ball on the boot, favours the right-hand side. and not kicking that ball with confidence. Andrew Petro, first blemish on the Mafra scoreboard.
3-1-19 on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard, and of course that's their leaders. Traralgon are yet to score.
Just some updating news on Ed Carr. There's information that as of this morning, Mafra had a player ready to go to play on behalf in favour of Ed because of the bad hamstring that he has. That was not knowing, not far off, but just not knowing.
Yeah.
Right up until game time, he's not going to play, and perhaps now he's just absolutely dominating this first quarter. Ed Carr, unbelievable. Just goes to show that the human body can recover very quickly. We've got another boundary thrown just outside Mafra's forward 50.
Sometimes you just never know until you can do all the warm-ups and whatnot, but until you're actually out there and have to go 100%, that's first quarter certainly going to give Ed Carr a lot of confidence as Jolly gets the clearing from the boundary throwing, goes inside 50, it goes over the back of the pack, bounces, nasty bounce there. Oh, favours Bedgood though, runs onto it, puts the ball in the boot, goes across the face of goal. Can't bring it back, goes through for another minor score.
3-2-20 Mafra, Traralgon yet to score. Coming up to the 26-minute mark of the first quarter on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard.
Hall went quickly to Hector, and now we've got kick goes long and wide. Flemingwood's pushed underneath this one, but out the back, they've got numbers everywhere in Mafra. Handball off from Adams, gave it to Coleman, who goes back inside 50. Bedgood waited at ground level, then took on the tackler in Cameron. No prior opportunity, the umpire said. We'll ball it up directly in front, 40 metres out. At the 26-minute mark of this first quarter, it's been all the Eagles are dominating Mafra side so far. As again it goes forward, out the back, Daltrey took on one, then lost the football, tapped it out. Jolly was there to win it, steps around one, got through another tackler, handballed out the back. Alex Carr has it now from 49, swings around, right foot shot on goal. It's got the distance but not the accuracy. They're peppering another minor score. They've started off with 3 straight, now they've kicked 3 behind straight.
3-3-21, and that's their lead as Traralgon yet to score on the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scoreboard. And we've seen Mafra do that before though, haven't we, Darryl?
Yep.
Quick around the courts, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland in the B grade. It was Moe dominant over Moore. Moe 42 defeated Moore 14.
Down at ground level, Nathan Scarra for Carpet Country. Conditions?
Not too bad right now. He had a little bit of rain before, but it wasn't a hell of a lot. So, but Mafra are prepared to just let Traralgon get some numbers behind the ball, but it's just going to go back in as the forward 50 stats say.
Well, they're looking to not score a single solitary behind in the first quarter of the Maroons as they went forward again, the Eagles. Petro handball out wide to Clossy. He got it out wide now further afield to Renoy, who kicks around his body.
Smothered.
Clossy was there to pick up the smothered kick. They're under pressure. Hector handballed back to Ambler, who got it further to Stockdale. A chain of handballs hitting targets. Daltrey stopped, chipped it high towards the wing. It's a good kick. Fleming and Lopez. And Fleming spoils it towards the boundary line, and it trickles over for another boundary throw-in. And this Mafra Eagles outfit, whatever Coach Butcher said to him during the week, has certainly worked. I reckon they would have been fairly stern words, Troy.
And just the contrast between the two defences at the moment. Mafra's half-back line looks so composed and comfortable with when the ball's coming in, whereas Traralgon have held up really well considering how many times the ball's gone in there. As Daltrey shrugs off an Alexander tackle, gets a handball back to Wilson, wheels around on the left, chips one inside, finds Broadbent, true centre wing, out of side. This is where they need to go. Just take the game on and go on the 45s. They go down the line. Leaving the ball behind there is Lopez, gives it up to Hutz, and Hutz' sweeping handball bounces out of bounds for a boundary throwing right half forward flank for Traralgon. Just content on going down the line, and it's not working for them at the moment because Mafra track back really, really well, get the numbers in behind the footy, and that's where they run and spread and become dominant.
I tell you what, Troy, another thing they've improved this first quarter here from last week is the strength around the stoppages. Leongatha was certainly good in that area last week, but Porter and Carr boys have been great. And on cue, Porter handballed over the top to Carr. Alex Variety kicks to half forward. It can go over the back to Butcher, who had to nearly take a slip mark. Bedgood comes out from forward 50 though, spins around, unopposed, puts it on its way, and slams it straight over the goal umpire's head. They've got 4 goals now in the first quarter. Traralgon yet to score.
Ed Carr's had a good start, boys, but I reckon Bedgood's had an equally as good start. Jeez, he's been fantastic. Even in the ruck, he's taken the ball out of the ruck a few times and played on. He's doing it in the air, he's doing it at ground level. That was another brilliant goal, snapping it around his body from 45.
And the Harvey Norman Computers Gippsland scored, so the 27-point lead to Mafra, 29-minute mark of the first quarter, 4-3-27 Mafra. Traralgon still yet to score.
Ball back in the middle, not far off quarter time here at Ted Summerton. Jones dominant in the ruck, taps it forward. Holmes leaves it behind. Johnson soccers it forward to his own advantage. Running through centre half forward, tackle without the ball, wins himself a free kick. And will line up for goal. He'll be kicking from just outside 50, about 52 metres. He's directly in front. Siren can't be too far away, as Mafra, being dominant in this first term, have all the score on the board, and this ball would be there.
This will be 27
inside 50s in a quarter, and the wind is going across the ground. If anything, Johnson, ball on the boot, likes it, looks good off the boot. Has it got the legs?
Oh,
I think it does. Petro touched it, but he was behind the line. And Mafra kicked 5 in the first term on 27 inside 50s.
Well, you can say reward for effort, but it probably should be more, shouldn't it, really? But how good's that Mafra can put Jack Johnston up in there forward 50 and let him have an influence up there, because their backline's getting it done. Well, just a quick one before you go, mate. The centre bounce clearances, Traralgon just don't seem to have it in their forward line at all. Just they can't win it from this area.
The centre clearances are 4-0 Mafra's way. The clearances overall are 12-5 Mafra's way.
all the stats in favour of the Eagles. A quick tap. They come off the line. North was the one. But back there was Alexander. They'll win this one again. They go to centre half forward. It might come off. Going down at ground level was Bennett. He turns around. Nearly a 50-metre penalty, you'd think. He now lowers the eyes and missed the target. Jackson Hall wins it. Inside his defensive 50, has to come out to the wing as the siren sounds. And what a dominating performance. Well, the Eagles lost by 64 points last week without kicking a goal in 2 quarters of football. And just like that preliminary final, they've switched on. They're back in at 5-3-33 Mafra. Absolutely dominating. Traralgon, no score. 33-point margin at quarter time. It's a town.
Easily, it's all about keeping it in there for Colson. You just have got to make sure we play on, get the ball going quickly our way, set up better outside the forward 50.
Well, we're going to get some sort of run on. Jones tapped it straight down from this stoppage. Kicking it off the ground there was a free kick going in the way of Traralgon. Will go to Jackson McMahon. And went against Porter. He doesn't quite understand why, but McMahon has it. He kicks to the top of the 50. Yeah, make that inside forward 50 early on. Lee Stockdale's front and square. His kick was smothered. Has to go again. There's lots of Eagles around this one. They'll win it through. Carr holding the ball. He had a fresh area with a handball and it come out in a tackle. And this could be the spark they need. Dylan Lopez will be the one to have a shot on goal.
Well, they need something, Darryl, and Lopez has been afforded that opportunity to get Traralgon. Certainly should get Traralgon's first score on the board. They need it to be a goal.
And Colo started in the middle.
Well, good work. You did mention that off-air, Paul. That's exactly where he went as Lopez comes in directly in front, virtually puts it on its way. I think he likes it. And inside a minute, that's exactly what the Maroons needed to get things underway. It's their first of the day.
Yeah, and it's exactly what they needed out of the middle too. I know it was a free kick that they received in the middle part of the ground, but when Mafra are winning the centre bounces so easily, they just lock the ball in, and that's what they've done in the first quarter. So Traralgon got it in there, first entry, first goal, good start.
Graham Gippsland scored. It's just the 1 minute mark of the second quarter. Traralgon's first score on the board, 1 goal straight, 6-8, trail by 27 points. Mafra 5-3-33.
Quick around the grounds check for Harvey Norman, Troy.
Yeah, Darryl, things are going from bad to worse for the Gippsland Power Boys. They're down by 57 points, 3 minutes left remaining in the first half.
Well, Ed Carr won the stoppage in the middle, kicked around his body. It went out to the wing area. Alexander was out there, got tackled by 3 Maroons. And their intensity just seemed to have lifted. And as we mentioned, as Paul alluded to, he would put Collison in the middle. And that's exactly where he is. Free kick goes to Mafra, though, from this stoppage. Jones will be the one, the ruckman. As slow to get the football back. Was lucky there, Musto. Jones has it. Drives it inside, forward 50. Johnson will be 5 deep. Petro was 4 deep, couldn't mark. Front and square there was O'Brien. Kick around the body, close to the boundary line, overrunning it. There was Jack Wade. Johnson swooped on it, gave it a quick handball over the top there to Carr. It was now. It's in the hands of Petro. Sweeps a handball back to O'Brien and squares it up. Great team football to hit up Adams, who ran on from the half-back line and 45 metres out now. And that's good team play there by... well, he looks so young, Dan O'Brien. but he is a veteran of this side.
Yeah, I made the mistake of calling him you young blokes.
Yep, he likes it. As David Adams will be the one to have a shot on goal. Traralgon got the first, their only goal inside a minute. Now it's Adams' turn from 50 metres. Right foot, drop punt on its way. It's going to miss to the last line. Lands over the line of play, and it goes through for a minor score.
Taking Maffra to 5-4-34. They lead by 28 points on the green and Gippsland scoreboard. Traralgon 1 straight 6.
Troy, you keep working on those scores around the grounds. We'll get some from you in a moment.
For our Leongatha listeners, Bo Vernon's Phillip Islander 3-3-21 leading Coor up. No score, quarter time.
Collison kicked out of fullback. The rain starts to come down. Nathan Scarr, are you out in the elements at the moment?
Just as you mentioned that, I started walking back a few steps. Dale?
Well, they're going to go forward again. Butcher gave up the handball though. They're inside their forward 50 of the Eagles, putting the Maroons defence under heap of pressure. There's lots of numbers there. They go to ground, the Eagles, and they're waiting. Alexander dragged it in. He was lucky not to be pinged for holding the ball. We've got another stoppage, and Maffra set up so well behind the ball. They've got one spare at the moment, make it two spare at the moment off this stoppage. They should win it here from the Maroons from the inside 50. A quick kick out there from White. Goes only as far there as North, who had to handball up and down. He got pinged for holding the ball. He just took a little bit too long to dispose of that one. Coleman for the Eagles.
Coleman going to go deep inside 50, goes to about 30 metres out, the wind holds it up, Cameron can't get a hand on, Petro gathers, tries to shake off a tackle, holding the ball, took on too many, said the umpire. Free kick, played down behind play, looks to be Connor Ambler, a bit slow to get up, just keep an eye on that one. As the free kick's going to go the way of Collison, deep inside his defensive 50, going to go long, clear the area, left half back flank, pack forms, flying in from the front as Lopez. On the third attempt, he can't bring it down. McMahon for Traralgon wheels it around. Hector hits it at pace, running away from goal. Reds through his half back flank, goes back to North by hand. North's up and under kicks, going to be a contest on the outer wing. Hutz flies in from the side, gets a good fist on it, breaks the pack open and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw in. 5 minutes in to this second term. 27-point margin by way of Maffra.
Ambler coming off, just holding the left rib cage or right shoulder, depends on which way you look at it, or could be a bit of both.
Boundary throw in is going to trickle back over for a repeat boundary throw in.
I would say
rib?
Yeah, left rib. Probably about the 7th or 8th, I reckon.
Very, very good in and under player, so they'll be, hopefully, that's nothing major, and we'll get him back on the field. Thank you, Dr. Cooling.
Yeah, we'll get Nathan down there to just sort of poke and prod to see if we're right, 7th or 8th.
Carr gets tackled in a fierce tackle.
The only thing I do with ribs, mates, eat them.
Free kick, left half back flank for Traralgon. Going to Connor Little, goes long down the line. Fleming bounces off his chest, goes to North again and up and under. Hutz in the box seat, has to sit and wait, does so with courage. Mark strongly on defensive 50 in front of Lee Stockdale. Have the switch on, have numbers on the near side. Goes long and wide to the outer side. Trying to work to the back there was Johnson. Puts a good contest on, gathers, tries to scoop it out. That ball smothers, socket off the ground going forward for Traralgon. Goes by way of Burge and dribbles out of bounds for a boundary throw in 60 metres around from their goal. They got the first of this second term. Now Maffra have just stemmed the tide a little bit.
The intensity's lift, Troy, to the Maroons.
Has, and it's what you'd expect. What they needed to do is both ruckmen can't get a hand on it. Alex Carr feeds it back to Coleman. Hurried kick around the corner, goes past Collison. Alexander tackled fiercely by
free kick advantage.
Connor Little. Play on, running through centre wing, going forward there. Working in there is Bennett. Wheels around at the top of the 50. Has an open goal square. Needs to skid this one through. Skids at the top. Butcher runs. And Butcher has
hit the post.
butchered it from point blank range. Maybe the pressure from Cameron was enough to put him off, and he's drilled it straight into the post from 5 metres out.
It's a 29-point lead to Maffra. We've played 7 minutes in the second quarter. Greenham Gippsland score with their 5-5-35 to Traralgon 1 straight 6.
And that was, of course, a soccer off the ground that slammed into the post as well. As Maffra go backwards, now they go forward through Coleman. Back there, though, was the ruckman Broadbent. Gave it to Collison. Quick handballs to Burge. Now to Musto. Just overran it. allowed Alex Carr to come in, drive it back inside 50 by the boot, and trying to get to the front spot there was Walker and Bennett, over the back. Jolly goes to a strong tackle from Collison, and we'll have a ball up. As inside the forward 50 they go again to the Eagles. It'll be Bedgegood doing the ruck duties up against Broadbent. Broadbent got his hand on it. Collison tried to run onto it there. Hourigan was back for the Maroons as well. Ball bobbles out. No one can really get a clean possession, so the umpire will have no other option but to ball it up. 8 minutes in, it's 5-4-34 Mafra. Traralgon to 1 straight 6. That's on your Greenham Gippsland scoreboard.
I've got 5-5.
And we'll go with that. Paul Carter, the number 1 stats man in the business, does not miss a trick. We're going with 5-5 for the Mafra side, as we have a blood rule in the way of, looks to be Connor Little.
I think I might have missed the soccer off the ground.
Did you, yes?
Maybe.
Put your soccer off the ground.
No, I missed something.
So Jackway comes back on for the blood rule.
Sit there and do the maths, Makey.
I've got to go back and check my score.
As Nathan Scudder, you do that for a little while, Troy. Please don't count out loud. As umpire now will resume play. We're inside the forward 50 for the Eagles. Slight little blood rule hold up. Big tap there by Petro. Out in the way there of Jolly. Now coming in to help was Porter. Over the back again was Carter. No Carter, he's the stats man. Collison was the one I was after there. Great work by Mafra. They handle back. Fleming just fumbled the one that he should have taken. Allowed Traralgon to come in and put a little pressure on. Geesham was there. He's going to give away a free kick. The Maroons have got the advantage. Wilson kicks it out wide now to Hildebrand. Top of the 50, goes high and up. Will leave inside forward 50. Yuri, big double-fisted spoil by Fleming. Back there is Hector. Spins around on the boundary, goes backwards and hit Marsh in the head and dropped the mark. Play on, said the umpire. Wilson has to go in to help, and the Eagles might be away. Great tackle. Run down from behind. The umpire said play on. Should have been a free kick there to Hector. They're going to repel this one. Bedgegood gave it to Hutz. Kicks it inside the centre square. Petro goes up. Can't quite mark on his chest. Ball in dispute. Johnson was at ground level, and the umpire will blow his whistle very quickly and will ball it up. And it was a good chase down from behind tackle in the end.
Yeah, it was. Critical turnover, as Traralgon should have had a shot on goal. Carr from the ball up. Somehow squeezes a handball out. The pressure again strong from Traralgon. Just locking the ball in, and then they give away a free kick for in the back. Going to that man, Alex Carr. And he'll go forward for the Eagles on outer wing. And 10.5 minutes gone in his second term. Carr launches into a right foot. Bedgegood has a seat. Cameron gets a fist on it, brings it to ground level. Bedgegood goes and gathers again. Strong tackle by Cameron. Bedgegood had no prior opportunity whatsoever. Umpire deemed him holding the ball, and Cameron switches a play out to Little as Hector. Hector goes forward to North. North on the left boot, going down the line and flying into the side. David Adams.
Well roved.
Roved off there by, was that no, it was Tate Marsh. Geeshan there for Mafra, gives the ball up in a strong tackle. Great work by the Maroons, they've ramped it up. Now going forward is Cody Wilson, one-on-one. Great work back there by Fleming. Somehow managed to get a fist on it. All front on. Great contest by Johnson and Ambler. That tested the ribs out, and he met it strongly.
And then feels for it too.
Goes sore. He's very sore. Is Connor Ambler. Geez, he met that strong. Johnson running out as well. He's a bit sore to get up as well.
He's 7th and 8th through the snap. Now he's 9th and 10th hanging by a thread. And he goes again. He's going to win a free kick here. No, it's going to go to the ruckman in Broadbent. Just inside the centre square. Broadbent will go to the top of the square. Inside 50 it goes. Big spoil over the back there was from Adams. Close to the boundary line. Burge chases it, as does Yuri. Trying to kick off the ground there was Walker, and he's given away, I think, a free kick for kicking off the ground.
It's Traralgon's first consecutive inside 50s.
Well, they have a chance at a shot on goal as the light rain just starts to come down. Chris Yuri will be one to have a shot. It's 12 minutes gone, and the margin's 29 points in favour of the Eagles. As Yuri, probably the toughest shot here at Ted Summer Reserve, at the South Street end of the ground, close to the boundary line. The breeze directly in his face from about 40 metres out. Put it on its way, and it goes skinny, and it is for a minor score. As Siri's asking who's skinny.
No score.
No score, sorry.
As bringing it back in play was Fleming as Daryl deals with Siri. Going inside 50 there for Traralgon. Flying from the back and a strong mark. Burge. And it's not going to get paid because there was a free kick.
Man in front, I reckon.
Push out. No, it was a push out. Going the way of Geesh, and Burge will not be happy the first time he's got off the ground in a long time. Geesh clears the area, goes out for a boundary throw in. Right half-back flank for Mafra.
Around the grounds or around the courts for Harvey Norman Furniture in the A-grade netball. It is 22 all, and that is, of course, the Tigers taking on Maui. 22 each as rain continues to fall down here in Maui. When the football is 5-4-34, Traralgon to 1 straight 6.
East Gippsland, Stratford 139 a trailing Lakes Entrance 4-1-25, and Phillip Island 3-3-21 a leading Courier up. No score, West Gippsland grand final.
Yeah, both grand finals there, and Stratford the red hot favourites too in East Gippsland, by the way.
And quick as going forward for Traralgon looks to be Daltrey. Bounces in front of down there is Yuri, and Fleming goes out for a boundary throw in. Also have Allenbank, Nyora 0 score at quarter time. Trailing Long Glory, the 3 behinds. Low scoring affair down there at Warragul in the Allenbank grand final. As we have the boundary throw in deep inside Traralgon's forward 50, 14 minutes gone, second term. Lopez works it down, Collison putting his head over it. Davis sliding in as is Walker. Players are putting their head over the footy as the rain's coming down. Spills out there to Collison. Gets tackled fiercely. Spills out to Ed Carr. Sockers it off the ground. Working back there is Little. Little hacks it forward. Goes to the top of the square. Coleman marks in trying conditions out in front of his eyes. And will relieve pressure for Mafra. Goes near side to Fleming. Fleming over the top to Holmes. Running through defensive 50. His kick out wide. Looking for the leading Petro. Skids through his hands. Over the back there is Jolly. Shakes off a tackler. His hack kick forward. Renoy and Marsh. Mazhar looks to be Trent Hurigan. My apologies. And both players see the ball out for a boundary throw-in.
Gee, how important were those 5 early goals from Mafra in the first quarter when it was dry. Now slippery, wet conditions. Maroons trail by 29 points into the second quarter. 15 minutes gone. Boundary throw-in. Direct centre wing. Over the back there was Jones. Good work by Musto to shrug one tackle, then give a handball off to Ambler, but the umpire said he got legged as he gave the handball, so the ball will come back to Mitch Musto. On the wing for the Maroons. Daltrey presents it centre forward. He kicks over his head in the Lopez direction with Fleming. Big sprawl from Fleming. And there he goes again. Good work by Kay. Didn't have the football. Play on, said the umpire. Clossey's in a bit of strife as a kick goes through his legs and through for a minor score. And on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard, your locally Aussie-owned processor.
Traralgon go to 117, and we have Mafra on 5535.
And I was right before. I did have the right margin. So I was with Paul.
Good work. Thank you, Troy.
That's how long it took me to do my maths.
Free kick from this kick out. It got outside 50, but the kick will come back in, and it will be Connor Little. I think it is on that far side. It is. Drives it back inside. Big pack of Fleming. Stands tall, doesn't jump, reads it perfectly and marks above his head. Sam Fleming.
Very good defensive mark. As we have the inside 50s this quarter, Paul.
It's 6 to Mafra, 8 to Traralgon, and Traralgon had the last 5.
Last 5 going the way of Traralgon, but Mafra have stood tall.
And clearances are Traralgon winning those 5-2 this quarter, so they are turning the game a bit.
Have amped up the pressure, have the Maroons. As Darryl mentioned earlier, the early goals critical for the Eagles. Kicked away to a nice lead at quarter time. There's another clearance there going the way of North. Touched off the boot, play on, says the umpire. Davis tackled, gives it up. North working his way through is Cody Wilson. Puts on a nice tackle. Davis follows up his efforts. His kick inside the corridor, held. Renoy doesn't get a free kick. Goes over the back. Great work there by Jack Way. Tackled strongly. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Great work in the middle there by, was that Cade Renoy. Very, very quick on the holding the ball. Free kicks are the umpires. And Renoy goes wide. Petro, great work.
Good spoil.
Back by Little. Gets a good fist on it. Working hard there is Johnson. Shrugs off a couple of tacklers. Goes backwards to Clossy. He shakes off 3. Handballs inside to Holmes. From 50 goes to the corridor. Working is Butcher. Marks strongly. And will line up for goal on a slight angle. And will kick from about 40 metres out from goal. as the wind and the rain has just amped up its pressure as well here halfway through this second term.
Well, this will be a big one for the Eagles. Of course, Traralgon have reduced the margin what it was at quarter time. It was 33 points. It is now down to 28. But they've certainly lifted their game. But Mafra can get one back through Butcher. Puts it on its way. Has it got the distance from 30? No. Holds up in the wind. Doesn't make the distance in the end and punch through for a minor score.
5-6-36 is the Mafra score on the Green and Gippsland scoreboard. Traralgon 1-1-7, 18-minute mark of this second quarter.
So Connor Little will give the football to Jackson Hall to kick it out of fullback. Just takes his time. Nathan Scarra doing some fine work at the canteen.
It wasn't me. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to speak right now. But
That old one. Good handballs, girls.
there's plenty of stuff to report down here, boys, isn't there? It's been a pretty seesawing type game this quarter, isn't it? It's going back and forward a little bit, but yeah, just not much else to report down here.
Well, you enjoy the warmth. You enjoy it down there, Nathan. Thanks to Carpet Countries at ground level this afternoon out in the elements. We're still having trouble with the air conditioning up in the commentary box. As the ball goes up again, Petro knocked it back. Connor Little was the one that tried to boot the ball. Only went a couple of metres. Now a quick kick comes out there from Wilson. Outside 50 it goes. That's the defensive 50. Lee Stockdale tried to handball out towards Marsh, who hasn't really found a lot of room this afternoon. And I know this sounds funny, but I wouldn't mind seeing Marsh come to this wing.
Yep.
Just to give him a bit more space and open area. We know he works well. Swap the wings, but just allow him a bit more space. All the players on that far side of the ground at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely, Darryl. I wouldn't mind seeing them changing it up as well. Might just catch Mafra off guard a little bit as well, as trying to clear the area. For Mafra looks to be Porter. Umpire says he has held the ball in. We'll have a ball up. Right half forward flank for Mafra. Again, the ruckman contests the ball up and goes out for a boundary throw in the very same spot. It's just sort of a bit down the last sort of 5-6 minutes. The sting's been taken out of the game, predominantly by the conditions, but both sides have just ramped up their defensive pressure as Burge has been moved into the ruck, as we know he can do for the Maroons. He puts his head over the ball, tackled straight away. We'll have another ball up from the very same spot, right half forward flank. Bit of a push in the cover there, boys.
Free kick too, I think. It'll go Mafra's way.
And he's still down a little bit as well. Looks to be just trying to catch the number. There's that Ed Carr. I'm going to throw that one out.
Yeah, it's one of the cars, I reckon. You might be right. Just taking a fair bit of time to get up. I think it was against Collison it looked to be, because they, or Ambler, one of those two. They're both pretty close, but you're right. It will be, actually Plemming looks to take the mark because there's a blood rule, but it's Traralgon blood rule, so
Cody Wilson.
Yep. As Plemming now gives the football up as well.
So you got blood rule as well.
Blood rule as well. We've got two blood rules at the moment, and the kick will be taken now by Ed Carr. A bit of a stoppage as a Porter on the far side at the moment. A little bit of a lull in play. It is 6:36 we have it. 1-1-7. A 29-point margin. We're at the 21-minute mark, but a fair bit of stoppage at the moment, so you'd expect a little bit extra times. We'll keep quick around the grounds check for Harvey Norman Furniture Stores.
Quarter time, North Gippsland Football League Grand Final is Yarra 139 trailing Churchill 2-1-13. West Gippsland Football Netball Competition is Phillip Island 4-6-30, a leading Cougar up one straight behind.
Porter gets things underway here with a kick inside forward 50. Big spoil from Little at the ground level was Bedgegood to handball over the top into some open space. Traralgon got some numbers, but they left it behind now. Cameron has to go and try and win his own football at ground level. Collison jumped on the football, squeezing kick out there from Ambler, but it's all Mafra if they can close. Good work by Chance Daltrey to put a tackle on Hudson Holmes, and that was just enough. That was good play, because it was about to be a repeat inside forward 50 entry.
Boundary throw in, 60 metres around from Mafra's goal. There's 22 minutes, 29-point lead in favour of Mafra as Broadbent taps the ball into his own head. Goes to Butcher. Mafra met solidly from the front from North and sees the ball out for a boundary throw in. It's Mitch Musto was working hard there for the Maroons as well. We've only travelled another 10 metres further around from Mafra's goal. The ruckman go at it again. Jones taps it down the front. Alex Carr robes it off the pack, tries to shake off a tackle, doesn't get a clean boot to it, and holding the ball going the way of Jackson McMahon. Right half-back flank for the Maroons, comes near side, high up and under. Leprez got a lot of work to do, great work by Hutz, sharked off the pack there by Adams, can't quite gather, knocked forward by Stockdale in the path of Musto. Coleman tracking back there nicely for the Eagles, he overruns it, Leprez scoops it up, tackled strongly, centre half forward for the Maroons. Both teams fighting fiercely for it. Davis misses a handball, spills out there to O'Brien. O'Brien, nice, smart little kick, finds Carr on the wing. He wheels, goes long, inside 50, setting himself as Jackway, held off the ball there by a Traralgon opponent, by Mafra opponent, going the way of Jackway, releases to Jackson Hall.
Gets it out wide to Marsh, and he misses the target, and Marsh had a little bit of space on that occasion, but the kick poorly done, and it goes over boundary throwing. Key stats this quarter, Paul.
Michael Coleman, Ed Carr and Alex Carr, all for disposals for Mafra, Collison 4, Wilson 3.
All thanks to Gippsland Mercedes. Test drive the first of the new kind, the all-new Mercedes X-Class today. Mercedes-Benz Gippsland. Troy Makepeace going to get wet on the way home in the ute. As from the stoppage, Little handballs out the back. Marsh got tackled quickly, so does Wilson. Ball now falls in the hands there of Ambler North, it was, who kicked around his body, got to the wing. Handball was picked off by Holmes. A free kick not paid. Going again there, nicely done was Chance Daltrey. Kicks it a half forward. Clossy just fumbled. He's got two to beat. There's Lee Stockdale. He's doing well. He needs some support. Clossy comes in. There's Burge with the support. Now Burge has to go again, along with Stockdale, and a kick towards the boundary line, and Lee Stockdale did well. He had two to beat. He had to wait for his troops to come and find the boundary, and he did just that.
Great pressure, great tackling work there by Burge just to hold the ball in. It is a boundary throw, but he's in there attacking left half forward flank for Traralgon. Broadbent and Jones. Jones works to the front, just knocks it forward with a fist. Working hard in there was Johnson, leaves it behind, spills out to Davis, hacked it around the corner, goes past Clossy. Working hard there looked to be Hector. It was Little, can't gather. That goes towards Hector, who's had to sit underneath that, but a fist come from behind from the Mafra opponent, sees it out for a boundary throw-in. Again on the outer side, 25 minutes gone. Shouldn't be too much longer to go. We had a goal in the first minute to Dylan LaPraise.
Couple of blood rules though, Troy.
Couple of blood rules, yes. A lot of stoppages too, Dale, so maybe that might allow it to carry on a little bit further, as clearing there is Marsh. Fleming back there for Mafra. Met solidly from the front was O'Brien. Throws the head back, it spills out to Traralgon. Going towards goal, bounce straight through for goal. It spilled out, I couldn't quite catch who it was. It was Jackson McMahon. Hacked the ball out from 45 metres. Open goal square, bounces through for their second.
Yeah, well, there hasn't been much open play in the last probably 15 minutes, has there? But if Traralgon are going to get back into it, they're the goals they're going to have to kick. When they go into the forward line, they just have to be productive, don't they? They can't allow to have re-entries. They just need to kick goals. And the problem they're going to have is trying to keep Mafra not kicking goals, isn't it? So, like we said earlier, Makey, they've got to kick more goals than the opposition, but it is. They've got to, when they go in, they've got to score, and when Mafra go in, they just got to get it out of there quickly.
23-point lead to Mafra at the 26-minute mark of the second quarter. The Green and Gippsland scoreboard has Mafra 5-6-36, Traralgon 2-1-13.
I'm certainly not one, Darryl, to hang it on anyone about what they've got up on the top of their head, but having looked down at ground level, Matty Jones down there, we've got a good view, haven't we?
Of course, one of our very own. Traralgon go forward again. We'll get back to that onion in a moment. In the back there was Yuri. Play on. No, free kick was paid to Chris Yuri. Well, Mafra haven't kicked a goal in this quarter, and they kicked 5 in the first. Traralgon didn't kick a goal. Now they've got 2 in the second, and they're having another shot late in the second quarter.
Potential there for the ball to be wet and a bit heavy, you reckon?
Yeah, a little bit, as Yuri comes in from about 50 metres. Low spearing kick. Has it got the distance? It does. No. It was touched by either Jones or Hutz on the last line, and that would have been handy for the Maroons going into half-time.
2-2-14. Traralgon trailing by 22 points. Mafra 5-6-36. That's on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard.
So Walker brings it with Adams, but there'll be a 50-metre penalty against Lopez, who was manning the mark from the kick-in, and now this will take the player kicking it right on his defensive 50 is Adams. Got it out wide to Clossy, but it was picked up by North. They move it on quickly, does North. Blazes away. Downfield, and Lopez will be the one to have a shot. As was it Carr or Clossy that put him down? Clossy it was. So Dylan Lopez will have a shot on goal.
He tried to hand it over to Stocky there too.
Stocky wasn't real happy that it went back to Lopez, was he? Threw the ball back and hit Lopez in the guts and dropped to ground. Stockdale hasn't really been cited much in this game. I thought he might have been
Hudson's been a good matchup.
Heavily marked, and it has been the case, but Lopez making his way in, kick from 35, likes it off the boot, looks great off the boot, straight over the goal umpire's head, and Traralgon have fought their way back into the game, kick 3 in this second term.
Yeah, they have fought their way back into the game, and when Dylan Lopez is kicking goals like that, why would he bother handing that over to Lee Stockdale? He's meant to be a forward, but like I said, when they get it in there, they've got to convert once again, kicking goals instead of points, and that's a good way to get back into it.
Now the margin back to 16 points at the 28-minute mark of the second quarter. Traralgon 3-2-20, trailing Mafra 5-6-36 on the Greenham Gippsland scoreboard.
Ball back in the middle, up they go again. Jones taps it down. The midfielders of the Lions have worked hard this quarter as Wilson got tackled by a couple of Mafra Eagles. Alexander was one of those. The umpire said no opportunity. We'll ball it up as Moe lead by 4 in the A-grade netball at three-quarter time over the Tigers for Harvey Norman Furniture. Collison
wins the ball out from the clearance, goes back, it's slung in a fierce tackle. Umpire says holding the ball again. Holding the ball decision, red hot on the whistle. Johnson, the recipient, right in the centre circle. The right-hand side centre circle as Johnson stands, goes long inside 50. Cameron goes over his head, spills to ground level to Jolly. Jolly on the boot, goes to the near side pocket. Bennett tracking back as is Jackson McMahon. Gathers nicely off the bootlaces. Hacks it around the corner. It beats Coleman. Now players have to run, gather. Clossy taps it in the path. Looks to be Coleman, but he overruns it. Yuri. Nice work there also by North. And we'll have a boundary throw in as North and Coleman end up in the dugout right in front of us here at Ted Summerton, Traralgon coach's box. Boundary throw in just on the half forward side, holding in the ruck, going the way of Broadbent.
30 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Kieran Jones couldn't quite find the front position. Broadbent worked hard to the front. Jones gives away the free kick. Broadbent going long to half forward flank. Big pack forms, tracking in there as Lopez unattended. Don't know how that happened. There was a big pack around that. No one contested it except this man Lopez. Going to go from 55. It's a crappy kick going forward. I'll give it that. Spills to Johnson. He's tackled without the ball. Should be a free kick. And Mafra can relieve pressure through Jack Johnson's been at both ends of the ground.
Well, we're coming up to 31 minutes. Stoppages, blood rule has certainly extended this quarter as Geishan on the far side missed the target out wide. There was Adams. Cameron coming the other way was happy to see it go over for a boundary throw in. Greenham Gippsland scoreboard. It is 5-6-36 Mafra and Traralgon 3-2-20, a 16-point margin. It's been a good little fight back in this second quarter by the Maroons as they were simply outclassed in the first. No breeze to one particular end. It's going across the ground here at Moe.
But all goals scored at one end.
That is correct. No one won the football from the stoppage, so we'll do a ball up on the far wing here at Moe. Just forward of centre for the Maroons. Come one side, take a little bit of momentum in. Certainly been Traralgon's quarter. Wilson from the stoppage kick was turned over.
Jens Daltrey chipped over a blade of grass as he was going back to man the mark.
Fleming kicked it out wide to Butcher.
Small things in his small life, boys.
Butcher marks it. Half-back flank for the Eagles. Looks down the line. He decides to kick it in that direction. High and long. The target will be the ruckman Jones, who flew 3 deep, couldn't mark it. At ground level was Bedgegood. No one can get a handle of that. Now it falls in the hands of Traralgon through Ambler. Kick goes towards half forward. All back there though is Fleming, and marks in the end pretty easy, and will chip it inboard on the 45 to find Ed Carr. who with a hamstring torn off the bone has been unbelievable in this first half of football for the Eagles as they were challenged. It was the Maroons coming at them, kicking 3 goals, 2 in that quarter to reduce the margin from 33 points down to 16. It is 5-6-36 Mafra, Traralgon at 3-2-20. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM, and it's the Harvey Norman Electrical Hardly Normal sale with 60 months interest-free. Conditions apply. It ends on Monday.
The TR Morning Crew. You're New Zealand accent.
Hey, bro! That's fine. Is that alright? Yeah. I can't just send it.
My kids play junior rugby and it's hard to not imitate Kiwis when they talk to you. Yeah. One of the mums asked me, she said, "Listen, why'd you want to be able to stop throwing a 7 next year?" And I went, "Oh, God."
I don't want to have that.
Alright. Can you do a South African accent?
Sure, I can do it.
The TR Morning Crew. Weekdays are 6 on TRFM. Monopoly's back at Macca's. Peel your way to an ultimate Alienware gaming setup, free fuel from BP, movie rentals from Video Easy Express for a year, and so much more. Peel, play and win today. In 6th away, that dealership is Traralgon Volkswagen, 5567 Princess Highway, Traralgon. So hurry in and get a great deal on a Golf packed with features. Visit traralgonvolkswagen.com.au for full terms and conditions. MCT 15552. That's the sound of another winner. Play Monopoly at Macca's and peel your way to thousands of flight centre prizes, an ultimate weekend with Village Roadshow theme parks and more. Peel, play and win today. In 16-10-18, visit maccasplay.com.au for full terms. For Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland stores, it's Gippsland Live on TRFM.
Welcome back here to the 10th under reserve. Third quarter action got away a little bit quicker than expected. So we'll pick up players back to go inside forward 50 now. Benjamin was there. He handled over his shoulder. Butcher now will run onto it. Squeezes a handle out to Jolly. Got tackled quickly by McMahon. Now O'Brien snapped it around the body. It bounces, takes a right-hand bend at the last minute. It hits the upright. So they're minor score, and we've travelled 1 minute in this third quarter, Paul.
Takes us to 5-7-37 Mafra. They are 17 points ahead of Traralgon, 3-20 the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Well, they go inside forward 50 again through Johnson. No one can mark it. No one knows where the football is. A quick kick off the ground from Jolly, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Good work early there from Mafra. Traralgon got the first centre clearance, went inside 50, but since then it's been all Mafra. They've had 2 inside 50s, 1 shot on goal, boundary throw-in. Broadbent knocks it forward, goes the way there of, looks to be Yench, sweeps a handball out wide, goes to Little gets a long kick down the line. Sam Walker's got the sit on this one, takes a nice strong mark, then met solidly by LaPrez. Very slow to get up is Sam Walker. Nothing untoward, LaPrez, just both players running towards the contest, and hopefully for Sam Walker's sake it's just a little bit winded. He's up now and can go back and take his kick. He's on the outer side wing for Mafra, now looking for options forward. Goes long with a helicopter punt and a bit of a left hook on it at the end. Lands in the hands there of Hector on right half back. Chips one over the top to Collison. Marks just inside the boundary, looking inside the corridor for the switch. Now he looks to go long and high down the line. Big pack on the outer side. Working out there is Broadbent, knocked forward by Porter. Goes in the path of Renoy, and we'll see Alexander, and goes out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Well, they need to, I think they need to take that risk. I know a couple of them there had a bit of a look inside. Collison had a look to come in board, but I certainly think they want to start to use the corridor a little bit more as the ball will come back into play. Half-forward flank there for the Maroons. No one can really win it, but a free kick will be paid for holding the man to Traralgon. And it will go in the way of Connor Ambler. On the far side here at Moe, chips it over the top towards the top of the 50. Burge will be the one to just work the body underneath it. Nicely done, Marks. Right on 50 is Michael Burge. He chips it in board, goes laterally. Stockdale's told to play on quickly, so he puts it towards the pocket. Hutz could have marked, and in the end went with the double fist, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Yarram in the North Gippsland Football League boys have kicked 5 goals to 1 in the second term
with the breeze to
put Churchill under a bit of pressure. 6-6-42, Churchill 3-1-19 thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture.
From this stoppage, it's going to go back to McMahon. He puts it on the boot quickly, and it goes just in the field of play, but we'll have a repeat boundary throw in. The margin here is 17 points in favour of Mafra. The netball is all done and dusted. I'm just not too sure of the winner at the moment.
I think who was Moe playing, mate?
All played Moe.
I think Moe might have got over the line.
So the score there, 47 to 43, and we think Moe will now take on Traralgon in the grand final of the A-grade netball.
From the boundary throw in, Ed Carr clears his defensive 50, running on toward his Jolly, leaves it behind, held without the ball, but no free kick going to, looks to be Jesse Jackway. Unfortunately doesn't get himself the free kick. We'll have a boundary throw in instead on, it looks to be Mafra's attacking half of centre wing, left half forward flank. Jones works the ball down to the front, goes to Porter, can't quite gather, and says it out for another repeat boundary throw-in from the same spot. We are 4 3/4 minutes into this third term. No score as one behind so far, going to Mafra. A boundary throw-in, Jones again, this time with Broadbent. Both players get a hand on it, falls to the front of the pack, and Alex Carr appealing for a free kick, not forthcoming, and we'll have a ball up from the same spot.
Up they go again. Jones and Broadbent do battle. Pops out the back. Alexander was strong with a hip and shoulder on Connor Ambler again. And it was his left ribs. This time it's now the right ribs. And I think they could have been sent across to the left-hand side of his body.
There's a bit of space there.
Yeah,
apparently.
well, there is. That was 6th and 7th rib that he's got broken so far. As again, Alexander handball out the back nicely to Carr. That was Ed, kicks it inside forward 50. Bennett couldn't mark, Bedgood closes. Good run down, tackle from behind. And Cameron was the one who tackled him. They played the advantage. Wilson drove it towards half forward. Fleming just disposed of Lopez at will and took the mark uncontested in the end as Lopez went to ground. Drives it, kick towards half forward. Bedgood reading it better on this occasion. Swings around, right foot kick, goes inside. One-on-ones it is, over the back. Petro marks on his chest and is on a tight angle, hard up against the boundary line in the pocket at the South Street end.
Should be able to use the breeze to bring it around here.
Spot on there, Scuzz. Hit it at the right goal post, and the wind should bring it back.
He's going to go with the traditional drop punt, and he puts it on its way. He likes it. It is through the middle, and all the goals are being scored at the South Street end of the ground here at Moe this afternoon, as it is the big ruckman Andrew Petro getting the first of the third quarter.
How many times have we seen Traralgon go into a full ball where it's one-on-one like Mafra did there? Just Bedgood got the mark at half forward, swung, wheeled around straight away, got it into one-on-ones in their forward 50, plenty of space. There was only 4 guys inside the forward 50. Petro marks and goals.
6-minute mark of the third quarter, and on the McDonald's Gippsland score we have Mafra 6-7-43 leading by 23 points over Traralgon with 3-2-20.
Big moments are brought to you by Monticello's this afternoon. Is a big moment in the game. The Maroons need a reply. Jones had it, gave it to Carr, who then gave it back to Porter. Kick goes towards the top of the 50. Renoy tries to run onto this one. Johnson is there to help. Hector took the footy, handballed backwards to Jackway. Bedgood just tried to swing a fist to the football, missed it. Allowed Carr to come in, that's Alex. Kicks it towards the fat side. Great work by Jolly. Found a little bit of space. Got boot to ball. Back there though is Yench. Handballs backwards to a teammate in Little. Now to Marsh. Gets it over the top. Quick little kick from Hildebrand found Hall, who can quickly play on by hand to Marsh. Took on the tackler in Jolly. Did well, did Marsh. Kicks it to open space in the middle of the ground. Coleman's there with North. North won it and then got tackled by Coleman. It works out okay because Burge has it. Kicks it inside forward 50. Geishan and Stockdale. Coming in to help there was the second gamer in Daltrey, but it was all Mafra through Hutz to Carr, back to Hutz, who had a fresh airy. That should be holding the ball. The umpire said no. Burge took it, and now he's pinged him for holding the ball. As Ed Carr, a Mafra player, had a fresh airy play on, and then Traralgon had a fresh airy, and it's holding the ball.
Big moments thanks to Monticello's there, Dal. As Carr goes forward, finds Coleman still on defensive 50. As both sides have just been content in going down the line. Coleman near side, working to the back there is sharking off the pack there is Porter. He tries to barrel it inside 50. Goes to the top of the 50 as it hooks around. Bedgood working back, tracking back with him is Cameron. It spills out to Johnson. Great tackle by Yench. And we'll see a free kick holding the ball. That one was definitely there. Yench handles at the feet though of Hall. Has to hit a hurried kick forward. Clossy has the box seat. And will mark. Must have been touched off the boot. Called play on. McMahon gathers for Traralgon. Handballs forward to Marsh. Marsh links up with Musto. Musto goes long down the outer side wing. Coleman working back nicely with courage and takes a strong defensive mark. Defensive side of centre wing. Outer side of the ground here at Ted Summerton. 9.25 minutes gone, third term. Coleman chips one over the top. There's Hudson Holmes on the outer wing. And just taking the sting out of the game a little bit are the Eagles. Again, going to go long down the line. Nice kick. Jones works to the front. Out the back there is Johnson crushing the packs. Spills out there and Dylan Alexander puts a strong tackle on his Traralgon opponent. Goes out for a boundary throw-in. Looks to be Tate Marsh. Trent Hurrigan out there for Traralgon. Left half forward flank there for Mafra. Boundary throw-in. Jones and Broadbent. Broadbent works to the front. Taps it in the path of North. Handballs back to Marsh, takes on two tackles. Might have been Wilson. Wilson clears the area with a barrel. Goes over the back, inside 50. Socket off the ground by Hutz towards his defensive goal. That's a foot race. Hutz and LaPraise. Hutz puts his head over it. Tries to handball back in the corridor. Fleming goes in hard, as does Chance Daltrey. They put a strong tackle on Fleming.
What a chase.
And we'll have a ball up directly in front of goal, 20 metres out from Traralgon's goal.
Troy, you mentioned it was a foot race. There was about 5 of them. Who would have thought that James Hutz would win that foot race? Unbelievable by the big man.
And that man Hutz and Burge take the ruck contest, swept out of with a handball by Ed Carr, and finds the boundary from 25-30 metres away. We'll have a boundary throwing 40 metres around from Traralgon's goal.
Ed Carr, 7 disposals this quarter and 3 clearances already.
Hamstring snapped off the bone last week, playing very well today. Unbelievable performance. Who was in doubt coming into this game even as early as this morning as Hutz takes the ruck duty with Burge. Good tackle from Burge on Carr. That was on Alex. The umpire said we'll do it again.
Quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland. East Gippsland Football League Grand Final, 3/4 time. It's a close one up there at Stratford. 6-7-43, 2-point leaders over Lakes Entrance, 6-5-41.
42-20 in favour of Yarram in the North Gippsland Grand Final.
Is that half time yet?
I'm not sure exactly at the stage of the game on that one, but I think Churchill do have the wind in the next quarter. As we have a boundary throw-in on the half-forward flank here, where the Mafra Eagles build up. We've travelled 11.5 minutes.
It is half-time, Darryl. 6-6-42, Yarram Churchill 3-2-20.
Fantastic, Troy. Great work this afternoon. The margin's 23 points here as Jones from Mafra puts it inside forward 50. Reading that nicely is Jackson Hall. And looks to switch. There's no one really working hard for them. Yeah, they do. They're not working hard enough though on the switch. Marsh dropped the chest mark. Won it again. Gave it back to Hurrigan. Hammered over the top there to North, who gave it to Collison. Good change of handballs. Wilson just missed it though. Collison tries to help his teammate out again. Ball's going in Traralgon's direction. There's lots of numbers around. It goes over now for a boundary throw-in. And I agree, they've got to work hard on the switch. They've got to get it to the open side.
I reckon you're right, Dale. Get Tate Marsh on the near side wing and trying to just switch and take the game on.
You know he'll keep his width and stay here.
And just play to their advantage in Traralgon. There's clearing kick from this boundary throw-in. Bennett can't quite gather on the right half forward tackle, holding the ball. Incorrect disposal. We've seen that on numerous occasions.
And it's Collison. He could be the spark.
Has he tracked himself back across the half-back flank, boys, or just worked hard from that side?
I think he just worked hard from the stoppage. I think he still is in the middle.
Collison goes long down the line to the wing. Big pack. Hutz flies in. Free kick. Holding off the contest there. Going the way of Fleming. Not allowed to have a run at it. And again, this bit of tennis, you could say, on the outer wing. Just play between the half forward flanks and half
Between the arcs, Troy?
between the arcs with a C, Paul. Exactly right.
And down the line.
Holmes switches a play to the near side. Finds Adams. Adams comes, chips one over the top. Petro, the workhorse, the work rate of this man is red hot. He chips one over the top to Renoy on the near side, centre wing. Chips one back inside the corridor to Adams. You can see they're trying to open the field of play up are the Eagles. He goes lateral again to Hutz. Hutz chips one over the top to Petro's work from the near side to the outer side, but it's a contest. Lepraise handballs over the top to Hildebrand, ducks inside to opponents, chips one out wide to that man in Marsh. He's got the space, goes inside to Wilson. Great work by Adams. Numbers favour Mafra. Renoy can switch it to the near side. It's a wobbly kick. It's going to come off though to Alex Carr. Switches again to Porter. Porter held up on the mark nicely by Daltrey.
Well done by Traralgon. They got numbers back, really well done.
Great work there by Jackway. Marks in front of an opponent to repel for Traralgon.
Just drives it down towards half forward. Great work by Davis on Lopez. David and Goliath, and the David wins. This time though it was Josh Davis. He drives now his kick towards half forward. Bedgood will fly. Good spoil by Cameron. Jackway goes again. Front and square was Jolly. Mafra player down. Keep an eye on that one, Troy. As Hector crashed his way through. So did Coleman. And we're going to stop his half forward flank now for Mafra's.
I'll just cop one in the midriff, maybe just below the midriff as he just trots his way back to inside 50. Burge giving away getting himself a free kick.
And it's going to Traralgon.
Getting the free kick for too high. Or was it shepherding? I don't know. Yeah, good point, Paul. Yeah.
Well, either way, we're not sure, but that will do. Michael Burge has it. Half-back flank. Jentz presents on the switch. He goes dead up the middle of the ground. Nicely, Hildebrand had to have two bites at it. Jentz still presents down towards half forward. They eventually get to him. The defender handballs over the top. Could this be the one? North rolls in. Left foot shot on goal. He's put it through. And you get it to the far side. You get it to open space. And you get rewarded with goals.
You summed it up there for me already, Darryl. That kick back in board there from Michael Burge, that's the one, isn't it? The other guys have been kicking down the line time and time again. Just put it through the middle, take some risks and get it out the other side. It just makes that entry so much better when it's in there quick.
First goal of the match to the scoreboard end, boys, and it's taken 15 minutes into the third quarter to get there, and it reduces Mafra's margin to 17 points on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 6-7-43 Mafra, 4-2-26 Traralgon.
Jones took the ruck work on his own in the end, so they win the stoppage. O'Brien got his legs taken out from underneath him from Burge. He got his kick away to half forward. It goes over, boundary throw in. The run from Adam Jentz from the half-back line, Troy.
And I like the kick. The kick inside, you spot on, Scars, was important from Burge. But then for Hildebrand just to wheel around, he put it into space. Didn't hit the target, but went to space. Jentz attacked it really hard, and then they had the space out over the top. That's got to be a free kick to Traralgon. No free kick at all, as Jones took his opponent down in a tackle before the ball even got there. Johnson sees the ball out for a boundary throw in 50 metres around from Mafra's goal. Gippsland Power have got 2 goals on the board, but they're just junk time goals because it's Oakley Chargers 14-10-94 leading Gippsland Power 2-4-16.
This is a big moment in the game for Monticello's. Corona slabs $48 or 2 for 90 for Traralgon. You'd think they must get it inside 10 points, I think, by three-quarter time they've got any chance. They've got the free kick on the far half-back flank through Tim North, the latest goal scorer. It's a low-scoring game, but they must get one, you'd think. We're approaching 17 minutes into the third quarter. They come in board. They've only moved probably 15 metres from where they first had their kick through Wilson. He can chip it over the top. Didn't go to Hector. He goes down the line. Broadbent's got a nice sit, but he just runs underneath it. Missed it. Marsh is out there. He tried to toe poke it to himself. Got tackled by Fleming when he didn't have the football. Play on, and there it goes over it now inside forward 50 for Traralgon. And a boundary throw-in. The margin's 17 points, Troy. Do we agree? This is a must key 5 minutes of play for them.
Absolutely, and I think they need to take some real heart in the last 5 minutes. When they get the ball out to space, they look so much more dangerous. As that boundary throw-in falls a little bit short, boundary umpire will have to retake that one.
Just when they had the ball here on the wing, boys, you could hear the bench just saying, get it moving. So they obviously know they want to get it going quick and through the midfield.
You've got to play to your strengths, and their strength is out in space as Hutt works Burge off the contest. So handballs it down again, but it spills out to a Traralgon. Throws in inside 50 to Hector. Umpire said that didn't carry the required distance. It was kicked outside 50. It landed 30 metres away. I've seen a lot of those paid, and even a lot shorter distance.
And one paid here was no more than 12 metres.
From the stoppage, Lee Stockdale quickly put boot to ball, goes close to the boundary line. Now it's picked off Marsh, got his kick smothered. We'll have another boundary throw in.
Around the ground thanks to Harvey Norman, Furniture Gippsland, 3/4 time in Allen Bank and District. Nyora get 3 goals in the third term, 3-3-21, leading Longway 1-5-11.
Ball comes back into play. Burge taps it over the back. Coleman just fumbled it. Now he tries to crash through 2 or 3. Play on. Ball comes out again. Hector slapped it forward. Out there is Carr. That's Ed. Close to the boundary line. Then he got barreled as the Traralgon Connor Ambler came in to put this one over. And we have another boundary throw in. 19 minutes have gone. 17 points is the margin. Back into play. Burge and Hutz. Burge again does well. Collison was there at ground level. Quickly wrapped up in a tackle.
I know it's hard because Burge is the ruckman going up against Hutz, but I wouldn't mind seeing a big slap back into the corridor.
Big third man up sort of thing.
That would be ideal, wouldn't it? How about Burge starting 10 metres off the contest and running in and jumping? There's no reason why he can't do that.
Not a bad thought. Out there though, O'Brien's got a bit of space. Marsh nearly runs him down. Goes over the back. Quick kick by Broadbent. Goes high and not very long. Close to the boundary line. Connor Little goes up and marks. That's a great mark. In front of O'Brien, he tried to get it going quickly back to Wilson. Little, he will drive it inside forward 50. At the back will be Jackaway, can't quite mark, he flew, he's been moved forward. Close to the boundary line, hard up on it. Free kick will go in the way of Traralgon. And Daltrey hasn't heard this one. He tried to swoop on this one and get an easy one.
Let's go back to those ruck contests, Daryl. I tried that with one of my ruckmen in the under 16s. I said to him, start 10 metres off the pack, let the umpire know that you're the ruckman, and the opposition ruckman might just grab it out of the ruck thinking he's the only one there.
Bang.
And tackle him. Did it twice and got free kicks for it.
So Jackway will come in 45 on a 45 degree angle. It might even be Burge in the end it was. And a spoil goes over. And so I've just given Burgee a couple of extra centimetres as well. Boundary throwing, 20 minutes gone on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Paul Carter.
We have a 17-point lead to Mafra, 6-7-43 to Traralgon 4-2-26.
Boundary throwing deep inside Traralgon's forward 50. Burge works it to the front. Hutz goes out of the game, and it's big pack forms. Lee Stockdale, David Adams, and looks to be Sam Walker as well. Last one's up. Bounded a ball up directly in front of goal here for Traralgon. Burge and Hutz, both players go at it. Hutz knocks it forward, falls to Cody Wilson. He's tackled strongly, spills out to Plemming, gets a nice handball out to Coleman. Hurried kick, doesn't quite clear the defensive 50. Held without the ball, it's going to be a free kick going the way of Yench there for Traralgon. 55 metres out from goal. Has a player inside the corridor. Connor Little, or Jackway, is it Connor Little? Goes inside 50, working back nicely and taking a strong uncontested mark. Looks to be Ed Carr. He's going to slow things up. 21 and a half minutes have gone in this third term, and 1 goal apiece. The margin is 17 points as they go long and wide to the outer wing. Hacked forward there by Jones. Bedgood tracking back, as is that man. Great work there by Connor Little. Goes inside the corridor, has Jackson McMahon. They can go again lateral. Just put it to space, boys. McMahon goes back wide, finds Ambler. Ambler chips one over the top to Hector. Great work, chiseled their way forward. Hector again goes long. Contest, Plemming works to the front there. Looks to be Collison. Hutz under pressure, gives the ball up. Tapped in the path there of Yuri. He has to put a tackle on. It spills out there to Ed Carr. He releases. His kick is picked off by Ambler. Ambler going to go back inside 50 for Traralgon. Hutz has the box lead, as does Plemming.
Good contest.
Crashes a contest, spills out to Collison, just misses. Cody Wilson goes back and gets it, handballs back to Hector. Hector's kick inside 50, bit of mad ball right at the top of the square. Bennett deep in his own defensive 50, just clears the area with a bit of a check side. McMahon there for Traralgon, gathers nicely, handballs over the top to Hildebrand. 55 on the right boot, goes to the top of the square. Contest, spills, and goes through for a minor score.
Gee, Hildebrand just opened up the windpipes, didn't he, and unloaded. I don't know if he had any options on, but the lowering of the eyes from outside 50 is important.
16-point lead, 23-minute mark to the third quarter to Mafra, 6-7-43 to 4-3-27, the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Ed Carr kicked in from full back and got it 70 metres away from the goals. Clossy can run onto this one on the wing now. He just fumbles, but he was okay with that. He had 3 Traralgon players bearing down on him, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Cars around the ground starting to put their lights on. It is getting a little bit dark. Showers, another shower might be imminent. There are important goals late in the quarters. From the stoppage, Wilson handballed on towards, looked to be, was it Hildebrand? High kick, inside 50. Fleming had to spoil. Hutz is there as well now. Quick kick, goes back to half-back flank. It's picked off though. And it is a Musto. Now they drive it back in, and we want to see it basketballed around, I think, a little bit more, open it up a bit. It's going to come back. Renoy had it, kicked it outside his defensive 50, closing quickly there, looks to be White, turns around, kick was smothered. Great work there by Winston Geishan.
I don't mind that kick inside 50 though, Dale, because it was on the 45, it wasn't down the line, and it cleared Hutz and it cleared Fleming. It was a one-on-one contest at the top of the 50.
Are those kicks working at the moment though, Troy?
It's the first time I've seen it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's argue a bit more.
Okay.
Down at ground level, good work there from Hildebrand. Tried to win it. Johnson came in strong, close to the boundary. Daltrey.
I agree with you, Makey. I reckon that kick was different to the others. Just put it into a bit more space, didn't it? Allowed some Traralgon players to do some work, not in as congested situation.
Spot on there, Scuzz.
Remember how you get home, Troy. There's a quick kick off the ground there from Broadbent. Good work by Wilson. Handballs over the top. Open space out there for Marsh. Kicks around his body. Got it shallow though. Close to the boundary line. Out of bounds. It is a boundary throw-in. 25 minutes have just ticked over. And on your McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard,
we have a 16-point margin to Mafra, 6-7-43, Traralgon 4-3-27, and Traralgon have had the last 10 inside 50s.
Just can't quite get it on the scoreboard as Mafra try to clear the area. It's going to stay inside their defensive 50. With White, it just bobbles around. No one can grab clear possession. Umpire says too high, going the way of Alex Carr to relieve pressure there for the Eagles. There's 40 metres from his defensive goal. He comes near side with a long high kick on the wing. Adams works to the front nose. Johnson comes to ground. Coleman. Wilson just need to get a tackle on. It would have been a free kick. Kick forward goes to Renoy. And also Hourigan there for pressure. And we'll have a boundary throw-in right in front of the Mafra interchange bench. As Paul mentioned, they've had the last 10 inside 50s have Traralgon. Can they make one of those count in the last couple of minutes into this third term?
Great spot.
Down nicely. Johnson ducks inside her opponent. Goes inside 50 for the Eagles. Goes over the back of the contest. And sliding in there is Jolly. Marks unopposed in front of his opponent. And he'll go back and line up for goal. 45 metres out. Slide angle. And would be late in this third term. Would be just a bit of a ease the pressure for the Eagles as it's been all Traralgon in the last 10 minutes. Jolly makes his way in, skips through, kicks from 48, hangs it out to the right. Can the wind bring it back? Yes, it does. He used the wind to his advantage, and Mafra get a much-needed goal just to get that margin back out again.
Time and time again we see that, don't we, boys? Traralgon have had it in their forward half for at least 10 minutes of that this third quarter, and then Mafra go forward once. Nice open forward line, and it goes in, and a nice, easy, uncontested mark 40 out, and a good finish there from Jolly.
22-point lead to Mafra at the 27-minute mark of the third quarter on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. The Eagles are 7-7-49, Traralgon 4-3-27.
Well, it is getting a little bit dark here. If anyone's got any pull, it'd be Scott Van Dyke will be able to turn the lights on for us, being an absolute Moe legend here. It might not happen though. He might not have any pull at all. Back to the middle it goes. As again another stoppage inside forward 50.
Quite hear you,
Oh well.
He was looking around and he goes, did he mention mine?
Yes, we did. He will love that. He's one of our favourites here on TRFM, of course. Unfortunately for him though, his season has finished a couple of weeks ago. As through the middle there was Collison. Got tackled and then gave up the football. Good work in the middle there from Alexander. Crashed his way through again was Johnson. Hard work and then put a tackle on. They win the handball out wide. Through McMahon. Goes to ground though. Now Johnson, a strong goes in again. Slides in. A little bit of friendly fire. But also took out the oncoming Trent Hourigan for the Maroons as well. As rain again starts to fall here at Moe. Jones and Broadbent. Jones knocks it down. Out there was Jolly. gives a handball back to Porter, who goes backwards to Davis. Kick around his body inside 50. Jackson Hall reads it better than everyone else.
Hall inside his own defensive 50, goes long and wide to the outer side, finds Marsh, finally getting some space on the outer wing.
Well, if we can't get the lights here on at Ted Summit the reserve, we've got the cars putting their lights on for us. It is getting dark.
Marsh goes long down the wing, socket out of mid-air by Fleming, just bounces in between a couple of players, putting his head over there is Alex Carr under pressure. Collison has a fresh area, he looks to get it inside 50. Yuri doesn't quite find the handle on it. Fleming handballs over the top to Alex Carr. Carr's handball smothered. McMahon puts his head over it for Traralgon. Held without the ball, wins himself a free kick. And we're not going to be able to read his number for the rest of the day as he gets dumped in the middle of the ground on his back.
We've got another idea how we can tell who it is with Jackson McMahon. Just look up a little bit higher, Troy, as the siren sounds at three-quarter time. And that late goal was certainly a big one for the Eagles. There was a big moment for Monticello's as Tom Jolly got one at the 26-minute mark. So at three-quarter time, the margin is 22 points. It is Mappa 7-7-49. Traralgon a 4-3, 27.
60 months interest free. No deposit, no interest with 60 equal monthly payments until September 2023. Minimum financed amount $1,000. Approved applicants only. Interest applies if you do not comply with terms and conditions. Fees and exclusions apply. See website for details. Store-wide and online bargains plus buy now with 60 months interest free. No deposit, no interest with 60 equal monthly payments until September 2023. Harvey Norman, hardly normal. Ends Monday. For Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland stores, it's Gippsland Live on TRFM.
Well, with the cold weather and rain coming down, both sides getting stuck into things pretty quickly. They don't want to spend three-quarter time out there. So the final quarter is underway. We'll get to Nathan's go in a moment. As Terrell's going forward through Collison. Inside 50 it is Yuri. Handball to no one. Through traffic there was Musto. Lands in the hands of Yuri. Left foot shot on goal. Inside 40 seconds. That's the start the Maroons wanted, and they get it through Yuri.
Yeah, that was obviously a brilliant start, and that's exactly what Colson said. We start well. We've got to make sure that we get the ball in really quickly. He also said we've never given up all year at any stage throughout any game. We've got to make sure we continue to just work hard for the whole quarter and not give up at all. Wayne Butcher, he just said, let's make sure no fancy stuff. Just kick down the line, go to the post up, get the ball out of play, and start again. We've got to win it around the contest.
Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard 1 minute mark final term. Traralgon 5-3-33. Mafra 7-7-49.
Bailey Cameron's gone into the ruck for the Maroons. He got high, but Jones tapped it down. Porter was there. Quick kick was smothered. Now good work, Musto again. He's been busy. Porter had a fresh area. Football in dispute. It's tough now. And you can just feel it just starting to ramp up. Troy, you mentioned it three-quarter time. It's been a bit flat.
Has been a bit flat. I'd like to see Traralgon just take the game on. Got the ideal start to this game as players are putting their head over the ball. Socket off the ground. Spills to O'Brien. Falls out to Johnson. Johnson checks side forward. Bedgood drops what he should have taken. Then he leaves the ball behind. Jack Way there. Handballs back to Jackson McMahon. He comes wide, kicks it to space. Coleman slides in. Can't gather. North keeps his feet and sees the ball out for a boundary throw-in on true centre wing.
Broadbent's gone to Bedgood as Bailey Cameron's now gone to the ruck. That's a big matchup, I think.
Yeah, massive. You'd think Bedgood would have him for speed, so a big task there for Broadbent. Cameron works Jones underneath. It goes to McMahon over the back, leaves it behind. Butcher can't find the handle on it. Does. Tries to shake off a tackle. Spills out to O'Brien. He leaves it behind. Comes to Hector. Hurried kick. High, shallow, inside 50. Players converge on it. It spills just outside 50. Hector follows up, sockers it inside 50. Leading the race back there is Lee Stockdale in front of Geisha. And just as he was bending down, it comes off his toes and goes out for a boundary throw. And it is in the right area for the Maroons, 40 metres around from their goal. There's good work off the half-back line and through those boundary throw-ins. Sees the ball inside 50. Maroons looking to put the pressure back on the Eagles.
Cameron and Jones will do battle inside the Maroons 50. Bailey's at the back spot. Jones tapped it straight down. Close to the boundary line again. We'll see it for another boundary throw-in.
Around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland's grand final in the Allenbank District. And it's Nyora. Didn't score a goal in the first half. Now lead 3-4-22. Long Warrior get one back at 2-6-18. Low scoring. 80 minutes gone in the final term.
Again, Jones tapped it straight down. There was McMahon. In traffic was Ambler. But this afternoon's lost 4 ribs, but he's still out there. He's a tough competitor, is Connor Ambler.
Scuzz has eaten them.
Bit of barbecue sauce.
From the stoppage again, this time Cameron tapped it down. Ambler goes again at ground level. Nice little handball out there to Hector. Kick goes inside 50 though. O'Brien marks, sliding down on his knees.
O'Brien, just to relieve a bit of pressure, he's going to go long and wide, out of side. Goes towards the pack. Jones at the back. Spills there to Broadbent. Johnson gathers. Handballs to the running Ed Carr. His scrappy kick going in just shallow inside. Great work. Kind of little marks on his chest.
It's been good, boys.
To the play to Jackson Hall. Still inside his defensive 50. Goes further afield to the running North. North on the left boot. Goes high up and under Lopez. Carr goes back with courage. O'Brien gathers at ground level. Chips one forward. Bounces in front of Coleman. And Coleman lets it dribble out for boundary throwing. Great work, Alex Carr, going back with courage, because he would have known Dylan Lopez was coming and just put his body on the line, sees the ball come to ground. Boundary throwing, attacking side of the wing here for Mafra. Cameron and Jones. Jones works to the front, just drops out the feet of Alex Carr, handballs back to Davis. Holding the ball, says the umpire. Advantage played. North going through the centre square, goes to 2-on-2 inside. Lopez works Huts underneath the ball and marks strongly. 30 metres out directly in front of goal. And this is a big moment thanks to Monticello's. Johnny Walker Red, 700 mils, $36 or 2 for 70, as Lopez going to set up for goal to get the margin back to 10 points.
No breeze.
Makes his way in, kicks from 35, likes it off the boot, straight through. This is game on here as the Maroons get the first 2 of the third term.
How good was the ruck work there from Cameron? He didn't win the tap at all, but just his follow-up work, I thought that was fantastic. Great tackle, laid the tackle, got the free kick. Whether it was there or not, it got paid, which allowed North to get the ball on the outside. Hit up LaPrace. He's going to be the difference, isn't he, LaPrace, if Traralgon have any chance to win this game.
And the inside 50s this quarter of 5-1 Traralgon's way as they reduce the margin to just 10 points on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard to 6-3-39 to Mappa 7-7-49.
Cameron again and Jones. Jones tapped it down to Carr. Carr lost it though. Johnson was there. Got through one, not the other one. The umpire said he got to foot the ball. Only just, it must have been a toenail. And we'll do it again, another stoppage right in the middle of the ground of Ted Summerton here at Moe.
A little bit confused about some of these holding the ball decisions.
Again, Jones in the front spot, really get his hand on the footy. And coming in tough there was Collison to give away a free kick. And it will go to Ed Carr. Ed Carr, who runs away from the muddy area and is told to get back in it. As Ed Carr has it. Right foot kick, hamstring gone, drives it inside 50, it goes. Cameron gets back to help out his defenders. Big spoil, goes to the boundary line. Clossey's there with North. Clossey's kick around the body is marked by Jackway. And Jackway will slow it up. He doesn't really have an option to switch it at this stage. So he kicks it long down the line. And that is a 50-metre penalty that will be paid as it will come right towards the wing. And that's just what they needed, the Maroons. It allows them to get out wide.
Not an umpire.
Now, Nathan Scarr.
Did you hear that? Sorry. Someone asked me, what was that for? I said, I'm not the umpire.
Great work at grade level for Catholic Country.
Sorry about that.
As Jackway has it, he's on the half-back flank for the Maroons. He looks down the line towards half forward he goes with a kick. The target looks to be Cameron, who couldn't quite mark it. Quick kick though, inside 50 from Yuri. It lands at the feet of Yench, who's gone forward. Handball's back to Yuri. Is it Collison? Kicks towards the goals and it skids away from Hector. But it's inside, in the forward pocket for the Maroons. At the 7.5 minute mark, it's a 10-point margin. And the minor premiers are being challenged on preliminary final day.
No, they're pressing the Maroons. They've been good. Kicked the first 2 goals of the final quarter. Need to get another one, quite clearly. As inside 50, Lopez tapping the feet. Hitting it hard was Collison. Can't gather, he's tackled. Spills out to Collison. Snaps it on the boot, goes towards goal. Misses near side. Great work by the coach there. Just trying to will that forward. Couldn't quite get the result.
6-4-40 is Traralgon's score there in single digits. 9 points behind Mafra, 7-7-49 on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. 8-minute mark, final term.
Here we go, big moments for Monticello as Adams kicks it in from full back. Jones couldn't quite mark, it's going to come back in through Collison. Sliding down was Jones, he dropped the mark. A quick kick out there from Adams. It allows O'Brien to get it handled. And Butcher's been hit as well. And from 50 metres away, the umpire's pulled over the shoulder.
You're joking.
Well, it was there. The O'Brien one was there.
Is it going to go, but he's missed the O'Brien. Now it is going back to O'Brien. Butcher's in trouble as well. Quickly they play on. Davis gets it out towards the Bedgood direction. Big fly and a spoil from Broadbent. Petro runs back, so does Marsh. And unable to gather it, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in, but we're at the half-forward line now for the Eagles. And that is a big sort of stoppage play for the Traralgon side. They must hold strong the defence. So it comes back in. Jones is starting to win this now in front of Cameron. The quick kick goes high up. Renoy lets it bounce. O'Brien was at ground level. Back there as well is a big tap from Little. Tries to get it outside. Wilson does well through traffic. Drives his right boot on her into open space. Yuri bounces, taps it, gets tackled. Kick off the ground there. Oh! And a kick off the ground from Stockdale. Then he caught one over the shoulder. Yuri goes back. He handles over the top to his teammate. It's Hildebrand. Hard up on the boundary near the 50. Delivers to Lopez, who has 2 bites at it. And he takes it in the field of play. And in front of the can bar at Moe, we'll have a shot on goal. The margin's 9 points. Traralgon are coming.
Now this is the opposite forward pocket to last quarter's Andrew Petro. So the wind won't really help him, even though the wind has died off. This is going to take an absolutely spectacular kick as he kicks from outside of the field of play. I tell you what, it's gone across the face and marked unopposed on the outer half-back flank. Back pocket by Jared Clossy. No score is the result. Clossy goes long and wide. On the box seat is Cameron, goes through his hands, comes off the boot of Cade Renoy and goes out of bounds on the full. Yeah, exactly right. Repeat inside 50. Is he going to put the defenders under pressure? Tate Marsh goes long, right to the hot spot. Flying in from the side is Jones. Comes to the front of the pack. Clossy can't gather. Hildebrand does. Gets tackled straight away. And again, that red-hot holding the ball decision.
Just tried to fend off, I reckon, there, mate.
Was it there?
Yeah, I reckon I was there.
Goes the way of Porter. Porter's going to release to the outer side as well. Bedgood works his opponent under the ball. Mark strongly on the outer wing. Couple of metres in from the boundary line. Slow play as players start to track back. Nothing forward there for Bedgood. Gets called to play on. Goes long. Setting himself as Petro. In from the front there is Hall. Leaves it behind. Slippery conditions. Can't find the handle on it. Pack forms and we'll have a ball up. 45-degree angle towards Mafra's goal. Right on the 50-metre line. We'll have a ball up.
Quickly done there. Broadbent tapped it down nicely to Wilson. A quick boot to ball. Goes towards the wing. Clears the pack there. Geishan for the Eagles is back quickly. Puts it on the boot. It's a barrel and it's not going to come off. Connor Ambler's had a massive game for Mercedes-Benz this afternoon. Marks, half-back flank. Chips it over the top to the wing area. Tate Marsh is out there. Slow precision football from the Maroons. They trail though by 9 points. A high kick. A pack will form. Jones will be in the front spot, but he dropped the mark. Front and square. Great work there by Collison. Inside 50. 1-2-on-1.
Oh, Fleming.
And across the front was Fleming, but a free kick was being paid to Coleman, who was being held off it. The 2-on-1 always wins. And Coleman now relieves the pressure, gets it out in the Huts direction.
Huts takes a strong mark in front of North. Right half-back flank. Looks inside. Now it's going to go long down the line. Contest out there. Petro's going to fly from the back, as does Hall. Smothered by off the Collison boot. Falls back to Hall. His kick is inside the square. Bounces in front of Jackson.
Good tap.
Tap over the top there from Yench. Follows up his effort with a fierce contest and gives away a free kick on Ed Carr. It's too high. And no advantage near side. The advantage free kick comes to the near side because Bennett is about 5 metres closer to goal than what Ed Carr would have been. Bennett kicks inside. Oh, dangerous. Yench puts some pressure on Coleman. Coleman equal to the task. It's going to be a turnover though. Underground handball goes to Marsh. He's tackled at the last minute. Coleman slides in, gathers, hurried kick inside 50, Bedgood gets a nasty bounce. Renoy gathers in front of his opponent in Hourigan. Renoy kicks smothered by that man, Hourigan. Comes to Cameron. Cameron clears the area, and David Adams just puts the right mid out and reels it in. Goes inside 50, pack right, 30 metres out from goal. Petro flies, comes to the front of the pack. Yench, has it between his legs, spills out to Carr. Alex Carr on the right boot around the corner, misses to the left-hand side. 10-point margin.
7-8-50 Mafra on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard. Traralgon 6-4-40 coming up to the 14-minute mark of the final quarter.
Collison will be the one to bring it in. He's got Hector this near side, but he decides to go to the far one as they've done most of the day. Cameron in the front spot, big spoil by Jones. Out there was Wilson getting busy in the last quarter, so is Marsh. Kick around the body's a nice little neat one. It was Daltrey who couldn't quite get down and gather it, kicked it off the ground. It goes over for a boundary throw in. We're about 90 metres around from Mafra's goal, and we've gone 14 minutes.
Quick around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland Grand Final winners in East Gippsland is Stratford 8-10-58 defeated Lakes Entrance 7-6-48. Allen Bank, Nyora 3-4-22 held on to defeat Longbury 2-6-18.
Jones has had a big start last quarter. Traralgon have made the change from Broadbent to Cameron. Cameron's competing well, but Jones clearly got the height advantage and winning all the hit-outs. You've got to try something though. And we've got another boundary throw in 65 metres around from Mafra's goal.
19-point margin favours Yarram in North Gippsland Football League Grand Final. 21 minutes gone. It's Yarram 51 leading Churchill 32.
Tap down the front. Good work there by Wilson to kick it high up towards the wing. Good little spoil over the back there from Hector. Burge has to work in this one. He's got Coleman to beat. Burge goes to ground. Clossy comes in to help for the Eagles. Taps it further afield to Alex Carr. Drives it inside forward 50. Petro 1-2 bites. Play on, he's not been paid. The umpire said it was touched by the Traralgon player coming back, and in the end it was held to him. Ball up, they waste no time. Throw it straight up. Petro up against Cameron, taps towards the goals of the Mafra area. They run to it. Bedgood is there, wins it, gets around one, left foot snap around the body, hits the upright. And big moment for Monticello as they're peppering now the Eagles.
7-9-51, an 11-point lead on the Turnbull's Gippsland scoreboard to Mafra. Traralgon are on 6-4-40.
Who wins from here, boys?
I'm going to stick with my tip. I think Mafra just get over the line by a couple of points.
I said Mafra by 10.
I'm staying with Traralgon. They're on the move.
Well, they are, as Jackson Hall brings the ball back into play, favours the outer side. Hector works to the front, spills to the ground. Hildebrand leaves, so is Musto. No one can gather. Just inside the field of play, we'll have a ball up right on the junction of the 50-metre line and the boundary line.
For Cup of Country, Nathan Scarra, do you want to change your tip? You said Traralgon by 3.
Yeah, I
Yes
do.
or no?
Yes, please.
All right, that's on record.
Broadbent taps it down in the path of Little. Little clears the area, and Adams flies in from the side as the pack forms and sees it out for a boundary throw-in. Outer centre wing, 16 and 20 minutes gone, and we have an 11-point margin. 2 kicks can get Traralgon in front. They have the time, they have the momentum. Do they have the firepower through the middle to get the ball forward and then finish off their good work? Time will tell in the next 10 minutes. Broadbent and Jones contest down the outer side.
Great work there by Musto. It was. Tried to work hard at ground level, but a quick kick from Carr goes inside the forward 50 from Mafra. Running underneath it was Bedgood. Cameron's now gone back again. It allows now to swoop on at Johnson. He's got a bit of space. He turns around. Right foot shot on goal. Is this the one? No. It's a cross that misses everything. And not a bad result in the end. It's a boundary throw-in, hard up against the behind post. The margin is 11 points in favour of Mafra. Ball will be back into play or come about 25 metres out from Mafra's goal. There's lots of numbers inside forward 50 for both sides. Take a quick kick, you'd think. Petro puts it to a little bit of space. Bedgood, his kick was smothered. Little tried to get it out into open space. And Ed Carr put a strong tackle on Yench, and we'll have a ball up. Again, Broadbent will go up against Petro. Comes out the way of Little. He got tackled quickly by Davis. We'll do it again. Now we're about 40 metres out from Mafra's goal.
A goal here would almost seal it for the Eagles as Broadbent knocks it forward. Goes to McMahon. Ambler gets a deft little tap over the top. Spills to Marsh on the left boot. Cut off there by Butcher. Spills out though. The running Ambler. Ambler gives up a handball to Adams. Upended to Fleming. Fleming handballs to Renoy. Running inside 50. That's a scrappy kick, but Bennett has the lead on his opponent. Gathers. Wheels around on the left. Great smother by Yench. It's still going to go inside, deep inside 50, knocking it out. The bounce was Jackson Hall.
Was it deliberate?
It was deliberate, absolutely was deliberate. The umpire said there was enough pressure there to deem it not. Nonetheless, there is still a boundary throw-in. It's going to end up right 20 metres out from directly in front of goal. Petro tries to work his opponent off the ball. Slipping at a critical moment was Bennett. Sliding in was Wilson. His handball misses the target. Another ball up 40 metres out from Mafra's goal. It's at the right end.
This is all time too, boys.
Exactly.
And Troy, you're exactly right. If Mafra get the next one and push this out to a 17-point margin thereabouts, it will be the sealer, because goals are hard to come by in this slippery, tough conditions and preliminary final day at Maui. As from the stoppage, no one can really win a clean possession. Working hard at ground level there was Jackway. And we'll have another boundary thrown. But we're outside the 50 now. We're right on the 50, close to the boundary line. On the change room side here at Maui, big tap in forward 50 from Petro, but Collison was back there, put it to boot, and it'll be a free kick against Traralgon. And no one knows who the free kick is. It's going to Carr, because, and if anyone wants it, Carr can unload this one. His right foot kicks. Here's a massive kick of the football. He's about 60 metres out. He's going to take his time and have a shot on goal. Here's Alex Carr. They lead it by 11. Touches today for Alex Paul.
This is number 18.
And the 18th kick goes out of bounds on the full.
Trusty source in one of our spies up in the box here, Dylan, said that it was for umpire contact was the free kick.
Wow, there you go, okay. Great work by the little spy and your young bloke, Dylan Makepeace here.
About time he does so.
And the kick from Carr was a poor one. It went out of bounds on the full and it missed the net, and it's gone back towards the city of Maui.
Bigger nets!
And we need bigger nets. We need the boundary umpires to come in 25 metres on their throw-ins. As Jackson Hall will be the one for the Traralgon side to bring it back into the field of play. Looking for his ruckman in Broadbent. In the front spot there was Coleman. He copped a knee to the ribs too. At ground level, working hard his Ambler. And again, we've got a stoppage. 20 minutes have ticked over now. Traralgon must get a wriggle on. 11 points is the margin. Broadbent and Jones. Jones tapped it down, nearly to Broadbent himself. Davis tried to win the footy and claim a free kick. The umpire had none of it. Do it again.
Well, you reckon just knock it forward at any possible opportunity. That Traralgon need to clear this area. Broadbent.
There you go.
Does just that. Hildebrand goes through his hands. Butcher slips over. Hildebrand goes and gets it. McMahon back to Ambler. Now they can clear.
Good kick.
Chisels one. Finds Collison. Collison on the right boot to a one-on-one. Hudson LaPraise. Hutz with a nice fist on the ball. Sees the ball out. Deliberate cries from the Traralgon bench. The boundary throw in 60 metres around from Traralgon's goal. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Broadbent and Jones been rock solid all day, both ruckmen. Broadbent works to the front, again tries to knock it forward. Collison puts his head over it, as does Porter. Porter goes and gathers, tackles straight away. Umpire says no prior opportunity. We've seen those go either way.
Yep, it's pretty much one-on-one across the ground too, Troy.
Another ball up. Jones taps this one down. Collison running onto it though is Musto. Gets a kick inside 50. Fleming has a ball. Great work by Hector. Gets a fist on it. Unfortunately goes through for a behind. Great work to just create a contest there.
That takes Traralgon to 6-5-41. They trail on there. Turnbull's Gippsland scored by 10 points.
Outside.
7-9-50.
Good work, Paul. 10-point margin as the kick in. Adams stepped over the line as he was kicking out a full back. So we've got a ball up right at the top of the square now.
Big moments, Darryl.
For Monticello's this afternoon. The Eagle Hawk Ranger 3 for $15. Ball up. Jones up against Broadbent. Adams in there, got tackled, lost the ball! And he's been pinged for holding the ball. So Adams stepped over the line. A couple of minutes ago, we get a ball up from that incident. Then he gathers a football from a ruck contest, gets tackled. And he's been pinged for holding the ball. And is it Yench that's back there? It's hard to see who this is having a shot for Traralgon. As he comes in, on a slight angle. The margin's currently 10, and it is out of the inch. It's now 4-point margin in the preliminary final here at Maui.
And I reckon there's been some long quarters, boys, hasn't there? There've been 8 or 9 minutes still to go. And it's a 4-point margin. Unbelievable comeback here from Traralgon. It's one thing trying to score yourself, but they've had to weather some really repeat inside 50s there from Mafra for a while. So they've done really well there and gone forward, put it on the board.
And on the Turnbulls Gippsland scoreboard, Mafra 7-9-51, lead Traralgon by just 4 points, 7-5-47, almost 24 minutes played in this final quarter, and the shortest quarter so far today has been 29 minutes.
7 defenders Mafra have gone with. As this time Jones knocks it down, Collison gathers, tackles straight away, and we'll have a repeat centre bounce. Just a reminder, it is 4-point margin in favour of Mafra, but it's been all Traralgon. Jones knocks it down. Comes down there to Porter. Hurried kick outside the area. It's going to be turned over. McMahon can't quite find the handle. Sliding in is Alex Carr. Spills outside the pack. Johnson just toe pokes it forward. Finds Alexander. Back to Johnson. Inside 50 for Traralgon. Jackway running back with courage. Turnover. Clearing the outer side. Finds Hector on his defensive 50. He runs through defensive 50. Goes forward. Chisels a pass, just misses the outstretched Lee Stockdale's arms and goes out for a boundary throw-in.
As they started the switch, I was looking for Tate Marsh on the wing, but he's on the bench. He would have been parked himself out there as well. We've got a boundary throw-in. 24 minutes have gone. Jones taps it straight down. Good work there by Hector. It was picked off though by Porter. Put it back on the boot. Half forward, Cameron in the front spot. Now back on Bedgood, goes over for a boundary throw-in.
Around the grounds for Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland, North Gippsland Football League Grand Final, 3-quarter time. It's Yarram 7-9-51, leading Churchill 5-2-32. And if this game's anything to go by, there shouldn't be much of a breeze over at Traralgon as well. So maybe that goal wind advantage may not be at play. So Churchill could be in with a big shot.
It is Jones who has it. He won a free kick from the boundary throw and handball quickly out the back to Johnson. Drives it inside forward 50. Big spoil there again from Cameron over. Boundary throw-in. And we have an absolute cracker of a game. On a Saturday afternoon, you're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon. It's been a bit of a wintry one. But here at Maui, Mafra 7-9-51, Traralgon 7-5-47. And it's 4 points. As Broadbent taps it down, working hard is Renoy. He gathers a football, then got tackled, lost the football, the umpire said play on, under pressure there is Jackway, a quick kick out, gains some good meterage, back there is O'Brien, close to the boundary line, keeps it in the field of play, the big pack forms, no one can mark it.
Yep.
But they've paid the mark, it's to Jackway, and he gets it to the near side with a switch, and Renoy came in as Tim North waited to take the chest mark, and Renoy punched it over for a boundary throw-in, and it leaves the spectators to go and get the football in the forward pocket as the
good throw.
Quarterback throws it back in. 26 and a half minutes have gone.
Is there time?
Well, there's
at the wrong end.
Must be a couple of minutes left. 4 points, inside forward 50 for Mafra it is. Bedgood took it out the ruck. Good tackle, Jolly tried to have it. Out there is Renoy, gets around one, left foot snap and misses everything. And we'll go out of bounds on the full, and guess what? It's missed the net. We'll have a stoppage. We get around the ground scores. Have we, Troy, some latest updates?
Quick updates just to recap. East Gippsland Football League, Stratford are premiers, 8-10-58, defeated Lakes Entrance 7-6-48. Allen Bank Grand Final, Nyora are the premiers in the Allen Bank and District Football League. Nyora 3-4-22, defeated Long Warry 2-6-18. In the TAC Cup under-18s, Dandenong Stingrays defeated Sandringham Dragons 95-53. And unfortunately for the Gippsland Power Boys, they got absolutely annihilated down at Icon Park. Gippsland Power 3-4-22 went down to Oakley Chargers 17-13, 115.
Kick from Little comes in. Butcher marks unopposed, top of the 50. And that can't happen at 27 and a half minutes gone. As he's taken his time.
Almost 50 metres as Broadbent just tapped the ball outside out of Butcher's hands.
Butcher certainly doesn't have the distance from here though, boys.
If he gets a goal here, that's 10 points, isn't it?
That is correct. Is that what you said, did you, Troy? Well, he's too far out to score. How long? The umpire now calls him to move it on. You'd think he'd be a long way out. He's 50 metres. Butcher tries to run around. He plays on. He's going to kick it to the top of the square. The pack will form. No one can mark. Front and square. Johnson was back there. So's Jack Way. And no free kick. We'll have a ball up point of the square.
They need to go coast to coast to the Maroons. It is right in the heart of, just at the top of the goal square, right in the middle of the ground.
Rain's falling.
Inside Mafra's forward 50. Bedgood taps it back, falls to Ambler. Ambler finds Hall. Hall's got the free kick. This is a chance. Ambler has the free kick. My apologies. They need to go coast to coast.
Open it. Get it open to this side.
Goes to Ambler. Just going to have to go long, straight down the middle. Ambler does. Goes a bit further, wider. Working to the front there is Broadbent. Marks on the second attempt. No, Marks is the umpire. And we'll have a ball up just outside. Mafra's attacking 50. There is still time if Traralgon can get clear possession.
They've got to hold their structure there, Maroons. Big tap out there by Jones. Goes towards the boundary line. Hall was back there. Can't gather it. And close again. Over it goes now for a boundary throw in 29 minutes. Paul Carter, first three quarters, what have we travelled?
31, 32, 29.
So we're not too far. You'd think we've got about a minute to go as rain starts to come down and get a little bit heavier. It's going to be tough from here for the Maroons. They trail by 4 points. Boundary throw in. They win it though. Quick kick goes outside 50. Low press slides. It goes to ground. They got numbers back here, the Mafra side. Good tackle. Coleman goes to ground. Now the football's in dispute. Jones coughs it up as well. Traralgon come in through. Hildebrand a quick kick off the ground. Gains some meterage. Coleman chases it back. So does Lopez. Coleman runs it over. We've got a boundary throw in, but we're full to centre.
This is the play.
Big moments for Monticello's. Troy Makepeace. Bring us home. 29 minutes gone. The margin 4 points in favour of Mafra.
Broadbent and Jones. Broadbent taps it down in front of the pack. They need a clearance, but it's Jones for Mafra. Gets a handball out to Alexander. He runs through the wing. His kick, scrappy kick forwards. Sliding in his White. Hall back there for Traralgon. Handball's over the top. Great work there by Alex Carr. Puts his head over it. Leaves it behind though. White to Hall. Hall over the top to Musto. He leaves it behind. Great work by the Eagles, locking the ball inside their attacking third. And we'll have a ball up just outside the attacking 50 for Mafra. We've ticked over 30 minutes. Not much further to go.
Jones taps it out to Jolly. He got tackled quickly. And we'll do it again. You'd think they're home from here, the Eagles. They're right on their attacking 50. 30 and a half minutes have gone. 4 points in their favour. At ground level, Ambler tries to work hard. Quick kick off the ground. Comes off. Ricochets back to Musto. Quick kick high up in the air. Can someone mark it? Coleman can't. Traralgon have got numbers. Jolly kicks it off the ground. It's a scramble. Top of the 50. Leaving it behind there was White. Mafra roll in. Renoy has a flying shot at goal to seal it. Well, it's through for a minor score.
Straight up the middle.
5 point margin, 7-10, 52 Mafra, 7-5, 47 Traralgon, and that's the Turnbulls Gippsland score.
They move it quickly. North gave it across now. Little left it behind. Bedgood. Handballs over the top. Bailey Cameron was there. Falls in the hand to Bennett. Strong tackle from behind. That's holding the ball. Connor Little has it. 31 and a half minutes have gone. And it's back there is Yen. She plays on. Handballs to North. Takes on her tackler. Gets it to the outside. They need to mark the Maroons. Carr drops the mark. Goes again, does Carr. Handballs over the top. Strong work by the Eagles. Try to crash through. Handball out from Ambler. Half-back flank now for the Maroons. Can they get something moving forward? The Eagles lead it by 4 points. Out the back was Coleman. 5 it is. Kicks it low. Boundary throw in. 32 minutes have gone now. Surely the Sirens not too far away.
It's got to be very, very close. Unfortunately for the Maroons, they've thrown everything at this last quarter. There it is. Siren goes. The Eagles are home. And it will be a repeat of last year's grand final. Mafra will take on Leongatha. They hold on right at the death and have defeated Traralgon. Mafra 7-10-52. Traralgon 7-5-47. Last quarter went 32 minutes. And it was the Eagles that held on in the end. And like I said, we'll go on to face Leongatha next week in the Gippsland Live Grand Final.
What an absolutely cracking last quarter. Nathan Scarra has been at that ground level all afternoon. Thanks to Carpet Country. He's got one of the stars down there for the Eagles.
Yeah, I've got Josh Davis with me, boys. Obviously, unbelievable last quarter there, mate. You managed to hold on. I thought that you held the game up really well, especially early on in that quarter.
Yeah, well, it was a bit nerve-wracking at the end, but I think the boys really just worked on holding the ball in, getting it forward, scrapping out a tough win in the end. All credit to Traralgon, they really came back hard at the end.
Obviously last week didn't go to plan for you boys. Get another crack at it, which I'm sure you boys will be looking forward to.
Definitely. We had a cracking first half, and then obviously we just dropped off in the second half. All credit to Lee